Hello. Welcome. I misclicked a few times, that's why we're a few minutes late. So whoops. But hey, how are you guys? Welcome back to Starbase. And let's hop right back into the editor, because that's what we're here for. I want to work some more on that ship I was working on last week as well. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try and set up that display we've been working on. How are you guys, by the way? I hope you're having a great day. I know I am. I just had some very nice food, so that's very good. I hope you are as well. Now, let's see, last time we kind of worked on getting the first steps in this display up, where that is the wrong button. This is the right one. The moment you turn on the ship, it kind of does this like little boot up animation, and then it shows you some information, which is very nice. I also see I have an issue here where in the top left here it says 0, which isn't good. It's not what it's supposed to do. Now, this is supposed to show the fuel level. Hey, good Brexis, how are you? Yeah, that's supposed to show fuel level and not a 0. So there's immediately something we need to fix, which is, I think, on this chip. Yeah, the levels chip. So, let's see, FL equals E. E is fuel plus FCF divided by FMF, which is fuel chamber fuel divided by fuel chamber maximum fuel. Let's click into the fuel chamber here. Try to at least. Fuel chamber fuel and fuel chamber max fuel. So that should work. And then is there anything else that could be complaining about? Divided by A times B. That is to divide by 10 and do it times 1000 to get it to a nice non-decimal value. And then plus D, where D is just 2 spaces. Because if the level drops, I wanted to overwrite the previous places after that with more spaces, so that it doesn't like keep the zeros. Because what this display does is you write information to it, and it stores that information in the place where you write it to until you overwrite that information. What's the plan for this evening? The plan for this evening is to fix up this display some more, because currently it just does the boot up animation and then shows a bunch of broken values. And I wanted to do a bunch more than that, obviously. It needs to actually work. Like, it does this whole sequence where bleep bloop, it does things, you know, all cool. But it shows a 0 in the top left, which isn't good. Somewhere the fuel script is breaking. But PL is not breaking, so it's breaking after that. Oh, yeah, I see what I did. FMF wasn't a device field. Easy enough to fix. Hey, Timmy, how are you? And Subaru, by the way, how are you as well? It should work now, I think. It should display the fuel level. There we go. We got a fuel level and a propellant level now. And I can make both of those drain. And generator unit rate we got. I need... I don't think I need, like, fuel... rate as in the exact rate the generator fuel chamber outputs, but I wanted to display fuel rate as in actual units per second, I think, or percentage per second. I joined almost as if the stream started, but it feel like it was going for an hour. Oh boy. Did it start that quickly? Oops. Did I kind of I may have kind of skipped over some stuff. But yeah, no, that's what we're going to be working on, this display. And at least the fuel chamber, sorry, the fuel level is now working. Now I need other levels. Let's see. I have my my Photoshop over on the side here, so I can kind of display or see what I want to add. Oh no, wait, I was going to, instead of doing like fuel rates, I'm going to have let's see if I can have that. I want to have a display that shows how much time I have left on propellant or fuel, because that's a much more useful metric to like know how long you can fly on a certain like resource. I feel like that's much more useful to have. And then we need to add like GPS and transponder and warning stuff, but that's for later worry. Not for now to worry about. How much more space do I have here? I just usually add a bunch of A's to see how much I have left. That was the I? 2 times D, yeah, DI. What's this ship? This is a little speeder I built last time. Or I built before last time, and I kind of worked on it last time. It's I've called it the Peregrine, which kind of means wanderer in Latin. I probably pronounced that very badly, by the way. I haven't had Latin at all ever. But it's kind of like a little speeder ship. It's supposed to be a new version of the Hornet, which I don't have the blueprint of right now. I've got that somewhere in my CA files, but I haven't actually found it yet. So it's like a little speeder. It does, I think, like 140-ish meters per second, which is not bad. We have a speedo now, too, which is great. We can actually accurately read out our speed. So I want to have something that displays fuel time. I think I'll do the times in like a separate script. That also means I don't need to have the rate on there. Which of the scripts I have right now does the fuel rate? Don't actually know which one that is. This one just does the boot up stuff. This one does logo generation. No, sorry, this is the master chip. No, it's logo gen. Okay. And then back here we have the master chip somewhere. I think this one. No, that's generator management. Oh, that one does the generator unit rate display, which I don't think I actually need. No, I don't technically need that, so I'll skip that. Do you and I? This whole X layer. Oh, I should have set layer beforehand. Either way, that is not a good idea. These new displays, for the people that didn't actually see this ship before, the wait, no, what was I looking at again? Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't actually see these displays before. This is the new advanced display, and it has like layers, which is normally called selected layer. And what they do is they allow you to write like different scales of text onto the display, which is freaking sweet. But it's also kind of a pain to work with. But for example, if I copy this, well, it needs power, so I'm not gonna bother. But it's really cool to work with. Yeah, YOLO only has 20 lines to me. It's 20 lines, 70 characters each. And they execute at about 0.2 seconds per line, which is very limiting. It's very limited, mostly. But that is kind of intentional, because YOLO isn't supposed to be like super god tier fancy automation. It's mostly for automating simple things. Like if you want to have your doors on your ship automatically open, if you press, like you want to have one button to open half the doors and one to open, I don't know, the other half, and then one to open all of them. That's mostly the stuff YOLO is for. Success. Well, if that's your opinion on it, that is fair. I disagree personally. I kind of like it because it's much more accessible to like people that don't have much coding experience yet. But it's a choice they made, and it's a choice I can get behind. But I can also see why people dislike it. Okay, I don't need this then if I'm not going to display the rate. So I want to replace rates with like time left or whatever. Do I have space for time left? Let me check. I'm going to check that on my my Photoshop thing real quick. I have time left. Yeah, time left would fit. So that would be on here. Instead of rates, I don't think that's gonna fit on here actually. Maybe. Yeah, I think it will just barely fit. Haha, it just perfectly fits. I don't think there's any... Yeah, there's no space after this anymore at all. This line is completely maxed out. I'm kind of proud of that. So now it should actually display rates. Or time left. Instead of rates, and it shouldn't put the generator unit rate on there anymore. If you press a button, does it call a function, or do you need to constantly check if it's pressed in YOLO code? You can either link it directly to a device, like if I press a button, this button is directly linked to this like this device, and automatically immediately blaps it on, or you need to check whether it's pressed in YOLO code. Yeah, there is no functions or anything like that. There is technically sort of functions, there's trig functions, but that's about it. And there's if-else statements, but that's really it. And yeah, I now have time left on here. Cool. That worked. Haha. We did a thing and it didn't crash yet. I'm also kind of surprised the game itself hasn't crashed. Now for calculating the time that's left, it's kind of a weird thing to do. Let's see, I need battery as well. So I want to have DEF equals 10,000. Because the battery goes up to... Let's make that 100,000. The battery goes up to 10,000, and I want it to end at 100. So I want to divide it by 100,000 and then do it times 1,000. Reason for that is that I then... Because YOLOL is limited to working with 3 decimal points, I would bring it down to 3 decimal points and then multiply it by 1,000, and then those decimal points would be gone. So if I say... let's see... battery level equals SBP, I think I've called it. Huh, that worked. Store battery power divided by F times B. And then I say D1Y equals 5, I think, yeah. And I want battery as well. FG equals bat space. Cool. D1Y is 5, and then D1I equals B. Sorry, no, F. No, words. G plus BL plus F. No, plus D. That should be it. I can do that. Hold up, I can do BL and do that here as well. BL is G plus this plus D. That should do it. Now every 2 ticks. It's not 0. It's not a 1 tick loop that I'm running here, but that's kind of okay. Like, that's not really an issue. It doesn't need to be instant because it's just information that you're displaying. It's not anything that's like a warning for, hey, you're gonna hit an asteroid. Yeah, we have a fuel, propellant, and battery level now. These are all in percentages. I can very easily, if I want to, replace the spaces at the end with a percentage instead. I'm not sure if I want to, though. Because doing that would kind of require me to do some funky string manipulation, where I would want to have the percentages in line. If I don't care about that, it's super easy to do, though. So I'll have to see. But this seems to be working just fine. Battery level drops down a bit, and then it goes back up. It's all fine. And then I just need the heat level, which I haven't actually worked with at all yet. I've never actually touched heat. So heat is a new... Well, it's not a new mechanic, but it's a mechanic that has changed, like, on PTU now, and it's coming to... Ooh, that's a thing. Heat is apparently coming to live super soon, with a lot of other stuff. I think I want usability, they need to change the length limit, because right now YOLO punishes for long variable names. Yeah, but that is, again, that the length limit isn't really so much based purely on, hey, we just want this arbitrary length limit. It's kind of made to make it work together with the actual thing that runs YOLO in the game, which is these chips. And these chips, they have a physical maximum amount of space. So the 70 characters is just the amount of space that perfectly fits within this chip. So that's kind of what it seems to be based on. Can I pick this up? No, can't do. Wait, can I pick it up from the back? I don't think I can, but... Okay, I shouldn't be able to, but that's good. I had some weird stuff where you can finally unbolt stuff in the SSC now. Yeah, Archivist, the displays are freaking super hot. They're like really cool. Now let's have a look at this heat mechanic, or like the heat, stored heat, because this is heatsink stored heat. So heatsink stored heat, which is the amount of like heat, which is kind of just an arbitrary value, I guess. It's not really any unit, I think. I guess it would be energy technically. That is stored inside this heatsink, and technically all the other things like radiators and the generator components as well, they can store heat. But I'm just going to ignore that and only care about what's in the heatsink right now, because that is the only thing that matters to me. Because the heatsink and the radiator here, they can, like, as long as the heatsink can output enough heat, the radiator can dissipate that. So there won't ever be any heat stored in the radiator, and there won't be any heat stored in the generator unit or the fuel chamber until this heatsink is full. Technically, unless I'm somehow producing more heat than like 20 generators can produce at once, which I'm not because I only use a single one. So there won't ever be any case where the heatsink will not be full, but the generator unit will be overheating. So that's why I'm just looking at this device. I'm not going to care about the rest. And this goes up to 15,000, which is a super strange number to work with. I kind of hate that. How much space do I have? Ooh, not much. Let's see, heat level equals... I need this to be GH equals 15,000. Yeah, 150,000 is... and I need another variable. Okay, I don't have space here anymore. I equals... I need heat space. Cool. So this would be I plus... let's see. Oh, this is going to be a long field. Generator... No, sorry. This is gas network stored resource. And this would be gas network max resource, which I'm going to take the ends out because that is shorter. And saving space kind of matters here. Quite a bit, even. Oh. GNSR and GNMR are not in that tank, it seems. I guess I only have them changed here. So this would be GNR and GNSR and GSR and GMR. Oh, that didn't actually update. No, it did. Okay. And then in here, I do have them changed. Okay. I just clicked wrong, it seems. Oh, this is gas container, not gas network. I did the big dumb. Let's see. GNR, GMR. How much space do I have now? Maybe just barely enough. So this would be heatsink, would not be HSSH, it would be HSH. Heatsink, I'm just gonna treat as one word. Plus HSH divided by H times A. Ah, crap. It doesn't fit. Now, I can kind of work around that. Times A, and then... No, sorry, times B. Not N, B. Bruh. Typing is hard. And then in here, I'm gonna do D1Y equals 6. And I'm going over my line again. Shit. DI. That is problematic. I don't want to make this a 3-line loop, because that is slightly too slow for what I would like it to be, I think. Although, it would be okay, I think. But also maybe not. Fuel chamber fuel... No, fuel chamber... Current fuel, is that? Or is that just fuel chamber fuel? You know what? I should turn off the plates, so I can actually see what I'm doing. This is fuel chamber fuel, FCF. So this could just be FF for fuel chamber fuel, and fuel chamber max fuel, FM. That'll be fine. Let's see, FF and FM. Need F, not FF, come on, F, bruh. What happens at the end of the script? Where this go to 6 thing, you mean? Or this line? Like line 5 or 6? Which one? Or do you mean as in with YOLO in general? Because it normally like it loops through all the 20 lines and then goes back to line 1. But on this script, I'm telling it on 7. Nothing now. If it would get to 7, it would just loop through all of these lines and then go back to 1 or to line 1. Except I'm telling it here like, hey, you can go to either line 6, which is this line. It will just stay here. It will be an infinite loop. Until DI, which I've used as display information. Like it's sort of a command field. So if display information is 1, as in true, it would jump back to line 4. And if it isn't true, it would jump back to line 6, sorry. So it would stay on line 6. That's kind of how, I guess, technically go-to loops, sorry, like for loops-ish, or while loops, I guess, in this case, work in YOLOL. It's kind of cursed, but at the same time it works. It does the job. Generator... Sorry, gas network stored resource and gas network max could be GS and GM. Let's see, that's heat. Heatsink stored heat. Could be HS and HM. It's much more obvious, given the rest of the naming thing I've used. This would be in here. I want this to be GS and GM. guest network stored and guest network max resource. And there as well. Then in here I can say GSTM, FFFM, and SBP. Was that again? Stored battery power. Oh yeah. Stored battery power and H. Heatsink stored and heatsink max. And this would be stored battery power and max battery power. Cool. Now will the rest of my script finally work? Is G plus this plus one more character. Will it fit? It will. Sick. Now this just barely didn't work because I only have like, how many characters? 7. Which isn't enough. I need a few more. That's a problem. I don't think doing this actually works in YOLOL. I think this will crash the line, but I need to check if that's actually true or not. But I feel like it will. I don't think this will display any information now. Or any information correctly, like the levels information, at least. Yeah, it doesn't display levels. Shit. So that doesn't work. That is too bad. Would have been very nice if it did. I can make these all propellant, fuel, battery. Propellant, fuel, and battery. And then heat would also be one character. Saving space, like a boss. Let's see if it wants to work now. I need to make like a jingle for this. Anyone ever worked with the audio devices for like making sound or making music-ish? This clearly didn't work. Excuse me? This just went to like 1000? Interesting. P is propellant. Oh! I'm using battery here. I'll make these... Okay, I'll make these a little cursed. I'll make it like a Z. Or propellant is Z. We have F, which would be Y. F is Y. It's horrible to work this way. I don't like doing what I'm doing right now, but it's fine. And then X, and then we have batteries X, and then we have, not H, but W. And then we say, let's see if this will work. D1Y equals, I think, 6, right? 6. D1I. Ah, man. It's so close. Shit. Okay. Di. 6 minus 2 di. I don't think I can change that. Ooh, but what I can do, maybe. Ah, I can fit that. Hell yeah. That might actually not work, now that I think about it, because this will interfere with other information displays. Shit. Yeah, that won't work. Okay, let's bring that back to where it was before. Because what that will do is it will set the X value for the display on this line, but then on this line it might actually get changed by another device before this one executes. So it wouldn't be in the right spot, which would completely break it. What I could do is make it a 3-line loop still. I think that would be like the smart thing to do, probably. This will be so much easier if I do D1Y, or input equals W. See, this is a lot easier to do, because now I just kind of said no to the problem. Now it executes every 0.6 seconds, which also means I need to clean out the, or I need to make the remove loop slower. The battery isn't actually, or the, wait. Why is that not displaying like it should? Crap. Z, Y, X, and W is... Oh, that should be I for 1. And then heatsink divided by H times B plus D. The value was... Oh, it's supposed to be 0 because it's a heatsink. I was looking at it and I saw battery and I was like, wait, why is it 0? But you didn't see any carriers. Oh, that's a good point. Let me fix that in a second. It's I didn't actually... I didn't forget. I just meant to test you. Okay, that's working now. I don't think this is going to produce any heat, by the way. I'm not sure if it will at all, actually. Because the heatsink... Yeah, I think it will be completely heatless. So the heat display is kind of useless to have. I guess it would be useful if I had the radiator broken for some reason. So I'll keep it, but it's not actually necessary. The battery just stopped going down? Does it only go down to 78? Wait. It's supposed to go down much lower. That's interesting. Display the heat stored in the heatsink. Yeah. No, that is what the heat is doing. But there is never going to be heat stored in the heatsink. And nor is there in the radiator, nor is there in any part of the system. I could do dissipation rate. Do I have a cruise button yet? I'll just turn everything on. I don't actually have a cruise button yet. Oh my god. I didn't forget about the cruise button. Not at all. No, like there is the transfer rate, which I could in theory display, but then it would go in rates, which I've kind of scrapped. So it's fine to just have it be 0. And then whenever, for some reason, like the radiator would be broken, I don't know why it would be, but you know, good to have. Yeah, I could do transfer rate, but I don't, like I just kind of scrapped the concept of having a rates section on the display. Look, I have it sectioned off into different areas. And rates is no longer one of those. Oh yeah, I didn't set up the reverse yet. No, I don't have any reverse. That's the issue. That means my strafe's going to be jank as well, because I'm going to be moving forward when I strafe. But that's fine. Look, I removed the section, or the rates area I had, and I made it time left for fuel and propellant. Because that seems more useful to have. Now, I'm using a tier 2 generator. Let me quickly open up the wiki. Because I don't actually know these values off the top of my head. I think it's like 70 fuel per unit, or per second, for a tier 2 generator fuel chamber at 100% rate. So, wiki.starbase.com, starbasegame.com, we have generators? Or generator, is that a page? Haha, I went to the right page. Sick. So rods used, no. Fuel to energy ratio. Where values? Fuel chamber. Let me go there specifically. Okay. Tier 2 fuel chamber uses 60 fuel per second. It's not that much. That's cool. That is at 100% rate even, which it will never reach. It'll only get up to 33.333% of that, which is just fine. That means I'm only going to get 1/3 of... I'm only going to be using 20 fuel per second at most, which isn't bad. FCUR. Am I using FCUR anywhere? FR? I think FR isn't taken yet. I don't think I'm displaying fuel chamber unit. Oh, I am using that, hold up, in my generator script, obviously. In here? No. Is this generator? No. Regen, master logo gen. Is the generator script still back here? Do I even have a generator script? I do, wait. I'm sure I do. Gen management, there we go. Generator unit rate limit. Store battery. Oh no, of course I'm not using the fuel chamber unit rate. Interesting. I thought I was using that. So levels is good for now. Levels works. That's all fine. It's not exactly the way I want it yet. It's kind of too slow, but it does the job, so I'll just take it out for now. This I can keep, and I used to have a display thing on here, but I just kind of scrapped that because I'm no longer doing any generator unit rate displaying. This will just go to 2. This will be gone. I can put my my forward backward thing in here too. Let's do FCU backward equals minus FCU forward. No, I don't need that because I don't have backward. I keep forgetting about that. It feels bad. I should make this a let's see, my forward lever, which is this one. Make the minimum output 0 so that it doesn't look like it has a reverse, which it doesn't have. Cool. The ship is actually reasonably fast too, which I like. Yeah. Okay, cool. That is another part done. This I can add some more stuff to if I need. This I can't... It's the master chip. I don't want to mess with that. I'll put it in the other side, because it's one chip that I want to keep around at all times when working on this. Crap. While I like the fact that we can change up our UI, it's also sometimes kind of like stuff gets in the way of itself because of it. Which could also be blamed on me for putting it there, but I'm not going to take that blame, right? Totally not my own fault. I need to make this chip, by the way. I need to clear this and make it slower. Master's 3, because it needs to... Like when you turn everything off, the master chip tells the rest of the system, yo, stop pushing information to the display. And after the other stuff stops displaying information, the master display clears out the entire display. But if I can show you, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. If I set this to 2, there is a good chance, I should set it to 1 to test really, but like you turn it on and it does the old, hey, welcome animation. And then it starts displaying stuff, which is all good. And then when you turn it off, it now it works. Okay. Sometimes the chips aren't executing in the right order, and it'll keep some of the levels information on the display, which I don't really want, because then you get the goodbye or the goodbye text with information still on it, which is weird. It just doesn't work well. It doesn't look right. So that's why I do that. Am I doing that in the same line even? Yes. Because I say, hey, clear, go to layer 1, clear layer 1. Go to layer 2, clear, layer 3, clear, and then say, yo, make this goodbye. Cool, that works. I then want to have... What's the next? Oh yeah, the time till empty scripts. Which is sort of a challenge, because I kind of forgot how I did that before. TTE scripts. I don't need those to have like any... I'm just using the chip weight values as names kind of for the chips, because I'm not using these things to pause the chip anyway. And this way I can more easily identify which chip I'm going to be editing. So that's why I give them such weird names with like spaces and stuff, which I don't care about, because I'm not going to be using those fields anyway. Now for that I need flow ID. And I need that on both, kind of. Which seems to be 2300 by default. Is that actually true? It's quite high. It used to be like 200, or I think 100-ish. Yeah, it's 2300. Is that the same on all ships? And is that the same if I take just a tank? No, this is now 0. Shit, then I can't guarantee that this will always be 2300, which is kind of a pain. But I kind of expect it to be. So we have FID, which is flow ID. We have generator stored resource, or gas network stored. Just writing down which variables I'm going to be using. We have fuel chamber rate and fuel chamber fuel. FR and FF. There wasn't anything named the same. Oh yeah, the other one was max. Okay, cool. Then I can do... So for fuel, flow ID would be minus 2300. And then I have TTE, let's see, time gas would be gas network stored resource divided by FID minus 2300, obviously. This would be in, I think, seconds. I think flow ID is per second, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is. Let me check if that's on the wiki at all. Wiki again. Propellant tank. Sorry, a wiki page. Yeah, there is. Flow ID. It doesn't actually say what it is, what it's measured in. Nice. Awesome. That is not very useful then. I think it's in second. So gas network this would be the amount of seconds I have left. Now the whole script for this is kind of I don't like it because I'm gonna try, I think, to work it into hours, minutes, and seconds. Where again I can make this a 3-line loop as well. Which should make it quite a bit easier, but I also don't really want to do any of the funky stuff. Yeah, let's see. This will be in seconds, I think, and then d1 x equals 2, d1 y equals where is that going to go? Let's see, that would be 13, 12, 11, 10, yeah, 10. D1 I equals TG, just to check what kind of value we're getting. Go to 2. Just want to see what kind of values we're going to get here. It should be... Oh, it should break. Yeah, it breaks now, which is fine. That's okay. It's not bad that it breaks. Oh, this is bad that it breaks. Okay, let's wait for display information to be a go. Go to 1 plus di. Then at least it doesn't break before I say it's okay to break. It did still break before it's okay to break. Ah, lovely. Isn't that just fabulous? Oh. Because that line just doesn't execute. Let's put this in a... You know, I don't even need to put it in a comment. I don't even believe that's officially how comments work in YOLOL. It's just a line crash, so everything afterwards doesn't execute, but it's fine by me to use it. Okay, now it can actually load everything before it starts breaking, which is much better. And then we should get a 0 at first, and then when I start moving, we should see, yeah, seconds left, if you will. There we go. It does seem to be in seconds. 11,000 seconds, which is like 3-ish hours. Almost 4, like 3.5 hours maybe. It's almost 12,000 seconds. It's not that bad. Hey, that's pretty good if anything. I wonder if it would run out of fuel or out of propellant first. I don't actually know. I think it would run out of propellant first because it's barely using any fuel at all. So this is good. It's displaying the information in seconds now. So I want this to be divided by 1,000 times 1,000, which I'll make a variable, a equals 1,000. Cool. This should now show propellant in seconds. We'll work it into other stuff later. Yeah, triangle thrusters. Yeah. I'm using triangles. Should be yeah, it should be propellant. It's also like kind of based on how much tank space I have. I don't have much tank space, but it could also be like you can still run out of propellant first based or on box thrusters. Like if you have a lot of spare fuel, which in this case I only have a single fuel rod, but I am using quite a bit more propellant because of all these maneuver thrusters being on the same MFC and all. It's a very inefficient setup for propellant, and still it's going to last 4 hours-ish, which is more than enough for what I need. I could set it to hours in general, or like minutes, but I'll see what I do for that in a bit. Because this will also crash the line when flow ID is 0. So I'll have to work something out for that as well. Which I'm not actually sure how I did that on my moon ship. Do I have that here? I don't think I do. No, I don't think I have the moon ship on this, on the PTU. That is too bad. Would have been nice to take a look at. Yeah, I don't. Oh well. So be it. Let's see, so we have time fuel equals it would be fuel chamber fuel divided by fuel chamber rate, which is times fuel chamber rate should be, oh man, why is math hard? Times 0.6. Can I do 0.6? I'll just do this to be sure. Times 0.6, and then that would be in fuel per second, which is good. Yeah, that's what I want. And then I here say d1y equals 11, d1i, no, sorry, this should be 9. d1i equals tf. This should now be fuel in seconds. Fuel time in seconds. Let's see if that works. This all generates fine still. Cool, 0 time left on the... Oh yeah, everything breaks until I start moving. Because the propellant, which is the bottom one, stays at 0 until I move. Or it stays on 0, it keeps crashing until I move. Which isn't great, but it's fine. And fuel... well, fuel can get to 0 as well. That is problematic. Thing is, it's not that bad if it goes to 0 for like a tick. If I take this and put it in front, I could just deal with the fact that the gas rate might be 0 sometimes and just not care about it. Which would be what happens now. So now the fuel chamber rate, the fuel time should start displaying, even if the gas time is still borked. Yeah, fuel time is going to be a massive number. But that is fine, I think. I'll just need to round that down. Don't know why it's dropping this quickly. Doesn't seem right. Why are you going down this fast? Sir, fuel chamber rate. Fuel chamber time. Are you actually using more fuel than you should be? Oh, no, the generator should be controlled. Hold up. Chamber rate is going up. That is interesting. My generator unit not being controlled. The generator unit is not being controlled, which would imply my generator script is borked. Which it is, because I'm... No, FGM is... This is the master script. I was about to say, this isn't the right script. But this should be stored battery power, like this. Now it should be working again. That does explain why it would be running out of fuel quite quickly. Let's see. Generating the display again. There we go. Now the number should stay high. Yeah, now it actually goes down the way it should. At about 1 second per second. So I can do... I could do this all in like hours. I could also do it in seconds or minutes. I think I'll do... minutes. I want to make it hybrid, but like that would require a lot more space in the chip, and I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Because then I would have to do Okay, let's remove this. I'll take B equals 2300 to save some space. I can just do this minus B, which is a lot shorter. C equals 0.6. Which I can make this C. I'm just saving a few characters here and there. This I want to be divided by A times A as well. Now it should at least display in seconds still, be a bit shorter code. A few characters saved. It would make it a bit easier later on. And then we'll have the same information still, just without decimal places now. Supposedly. Cool, that's working. It's not exactly 1 second per second, because that is inaccuracy in YOLO timing. But at least the general concept works. And then when I start moving, the propellant time will start updating as well. And when I'm moving, fuel chamber rate will never get to 0. So this is all fine. Okay. That's freaking how many million seconds? Oh, just over 9 million seconds. No, wait, it's not actually 9 million. It's just displaying incorrectly. Because what I forgot to do so far is... Ooh, how many am I going to need to add? Let's just divide this by 3600 to start with. So 1000 and then... see, D equals 3600. I know this isn't going to be the right number for now. Because this is like inefficient what I'm doing, because I'm dividing twice. Which I should do it once, but that's fine. Divided by D. Now it should at least be in hours. Which is going to be much shorter, which is great. I should have some decimal places though, when I'm working with hours. But that is not for now to worry. Yeah, when I'm standing still, it'll be 2000 hours. And now it's dropping down. It's only at 100-ish now. It's only at 90. It's only at 50 hours now, because the last two numbers aren't updating anymore. But sorry, how many hours did it get to when I wasn't moving? Let's see the battery get back up to speed. Because then the actual time will go up again. It's like 6,000 hours-ish. Which would mean I'd only need to add 3 spaces. $2,000 and a little bit. It's only like a 4-digit number though, which is what I wanted to know. DE equals. That should only be 3. Cool. Then let's make this hour, and then I think like this. Plus E, and here plus E as well. How many more characters do I have? Oh, loads. Haha. Cool, I have a lot of space to work with. I like that. Oh, this broke. Well, shit. Why did that break? Oh, that's why. I think. Yep, that's why. I think I changed some rules around what you can and what you cannot write without spacing. Because I believe you could have go-tos and stuff immediately after another bit. This now is like 3 hours for propellant and 100-ish hours for fuel. This is cool. I can do with fewer spaces because I only really need to remove 1 character at a time. I won't ever be needing to remove 3 characters at once. So I could have only the H. And now the battery will catch back up and the fuel time will go up again. And propellant time already crashed again, which is fine. I don't really care about that. I will probably have like some sort of infinite time clause in there. But I'm not yet sure how I want to do that. Cool. Very nice. Then I need to have... Oh, this is... Like, I'm considering having all the... Oh man, words are hard. I'm considering having all the options for like hours, and then when I get to 1 hour, I would switch to displaying in minutes. And when I get below like 1 minute, I would... Or maybe 5 minutes, I would start displaying in seconds. But I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that. What I could do is make it like 3 sections, where here is the display section, which will always be this same line. And that would go back to probably 2. Then here I'll have the fuel section, I guess. And then here I'll have the propellant section. Where that might not be the most efficient way to do it, but it is a way that works. And this would be times A. Because then I can remove the division by D here. Sorry, the division by A. This would be just divided by D. Oh. If I can hit the right keys. This A can go. This should have the same result, just in a very very inefficient way, if you will. And this would go to 5. Now this should take 3 lines or 3 ticks to execute, and it will display everything at once still. Which isn't perfect, obviously, but it's good enough. Except it won't, unless I'm moving. Where I don't have a cruise button yet, so I'll have to stay moving by hand. Yeah, this is working. Which is a good start. But I currently need to hold my my shift key pressed, which isn't great. So let's set this to 0. Quickly, so that I can test more easily. But like, yeah, this line will error when the GS is not, or sorry, it's sorry, when FID is like 0, when there isn't any propellant being used, it will crash and it will skip the go-to. So yeah. I'll have to find a way to fix that, actually. I'm not yet sure how that's going to work. So here I want to kind of say, hey, if ooh, how do I want to do that, actually? Let's see. I have E is H, and I have F equals minute, and G equals second. Cool. That is going to be easy, at least. But then I want this to go to I guess 2, 3, or 4, depending on how much fuel is left. So I have 3600. I'll make D just like that, and then I'll make if G H equals A times D, and then I'll do the H here. And then I can say go to oh, I can actually use TF there. Hold up. No, that won't work. I need to have a separate value then for using, for like the fuel chamber, sorry, the actual fuel time in seconds, and then I need to work that into fuel time in whatever I'm using later, which is kind of problematic. Because what I'm trying to do is make it switch between hours, minutes, and seconds, but then I can't use this TF value because it has the information for hours in this case already integrated, which I don't want either way. But it also has text integrated, which I don't want to do. I can do that here though. TF plus E, and that would be. I also need fuel and things still in here. Do I have space? I do have a bit of space. So this would be A times D HI equals fuel. Yeah, time left, so it would be fuel would be fine. And I don't think I have space anymore. Oh shit, I don't actually have the space for this either. Interesting. Let's make this on the next line then. I equals fuel, the space that, and J equals propellant, space that. Cool. So here I want to do I plus this, and then here I want to do J plus that plus not necessarily plus E. I guess that all depends on the rest of the script. I don't actually know what I want to do here yet, like how I'm going to do this yet. We'll see. So then here the actual script itself starts. So I want to go to a value based on the flow ID in this case, because that is an easy metric to use. I guess I could do this. No, I don't want to go to flow ID. I want to go to a value based on TG. And TG is going to be 0. So go to... Ooh, how do I want to do this? This is actually a pain, because I'm very limited by how much space I have. Ooh. Not actually sure how I want to do this. I don't think I have the... No, I don't think I have the moonship. Oh, I don't think I have the moonship in my autosaves either. Go back to here. Yeah, I don't believe I have the moonship available. You know what? I'm gonna pass on this bit of the script for a second. I'm gonna skip this bit for a little while. I'll come back to that later, but for now, let's do the GPS real quick, because I think I have most of that worked out. Let's see, where did I have? Oh yeah, I have that in VS Code. Let me grab that. Somewhere here, I have this thing. Yeah, you won't see what I'm looking at right now, but basically I have the script I already used for... Oh, can I do this here? Let's see, V uses square, so I need an advanced chip. Okay. So Wolf and I kind of made our own like GPS script, kind of like iSend, which is the one most people know about, but then cooler, if you will. I suppose. And I've made an edited version of that, which is kind of like super experimental and stuff, but hey, it should work. Also, this new paste feature is freaking sick. Can I paste? No. Pasting a single, like pasting multiple lines by hand doesn't actually work. You need to press the button for it, but that's okay. So normally we output X, Y, and Z into one thing directly to the display, and now I have... Wait, I can skip the velocity now. Oh, hey, skip that. I'm just gonna take out the whole velocity thing, because we don't need it anymore. So yeah, this is now much shorter than it used to be. You know what? I'm gonna grab the other one. Let me quickly hop onto GitHub, because I need the other version of the script, because we now have a speedometer, so we don't need velocity anymore in a GPS script. So actually having all that is redundant, like entirely. Let's remove this, do this, cool, and then I'm gonna paste this in instead. That would be a simple chip. Haha, we can now put it on a basic chip again. Let's paste that, and now I need to split this up. Like, this is what we normally do. We have a display called pause, and then we say, hey, pause equals this text plus X plus Y plus Z. And I don't want to do that. I want to say, for one, I don't want to do new line and X. I don't want to do this entire part. I just want to do PX equals that plus not this bit. PY equals that bit, and then PZ will be this bit. PZ equals Z. Cool. And then I'll rename speed to like V, because that's quicker. It's a shorter field, and shorter fields are good. But now I need to actually display it. So I kind of need to have a separate chip for displaying the GPS information, which is not all that efficient. But it may just have to, although I could maybe do it in here. That might work. D1 X equals 2, D1 Y equals... We'll try. We'll just try if that fits, okay? Let's have a look if that fits. Where do I want my GPS info? That is 13, 14, 15, 16 would be X. So do I have X as a value? Yeah. Shit. I'll just use like ABCD K. JK. I think K is the highest field name I have. Q as well. But that is fine. I think just using L should be okay. L equals not minus, L equals X space, M equals Y space, and N equals Z space. And then O, we also need O, because I also need to have velocity in here. I do want to output velocity through this same chip. So O equals V, oh, come on, V space, which I kind of want to do vel, I guess, velocity. I have a lot more space here that I can use for, I don't know yet, stuff and things. We'll see what kind of stuff I come up with to put in there. This is already made to be a more accessible value. Px equals, obviously. D1y equals, that would be 16, I said, right? I can do that here as well. P equals 16. Q I'm using. R I'm also, yeah, I think I saw R somewhere just now. Oh yeah, R is a value I'm using. What am I using R for? Oh, R is here. A bajillion. Except it's 1 million. But, PQR S? Am I using S? Yeah, I am using all these late values as well. Shit, that's not good. I'll see if I can do without. I don't think I have enough space in here, that's why. And if I'm going to make it 2-letter variables, it's going to be too much because it would be more efficient to just use the numbers. Or just as efficient. So, yeah, it might not be worth it. Equals 16, and then D1I equals... I should have made the display fields 1 or 2 letters. That would have been so efficient. D1I equals... oh, I don't even need to output this. I can just say px, py, and pz, and keep these internal. Px? Px would be L plus this. And this would be M plus that. And pz would be N plus that. Yeah. And then V would be O plus V. That should work. It's px, and then I say d1y equals 17, d1i equals py, d1y equals 18, d1i equals pz. That works at least. How much space do I have left? I think I have more than enough. This will only update once every like 1.6 seconds, by the way, which is fine, but it's not quick by any means. So d1y equals 17? Is that right? No, d1y is 19, obviously. d1i equals v. There's one issue here. Oh, I might have the space to do that here, actually. I don't want this line to execute when the rest of the system tells this display to shut off. So when that happens, I want this line to go to I wanted to skip this line. So I wanted to here go to 8 plus 2 times di, which is my display value. So normally it would go to 8. And if di... No, sorry, it would go to 10 minus that. If di... Sorry, it would normally go to 10, which is here. And then this would say go to 9, which would be the same step as going from 7 to 8 to 9. But now it would go to 7 to 10 to 9. Where this is actually a failed that gets executed. So let's make that go to 13 minus how many times? 5 times di. I'm just doing random stuff. Hey, Messier. What's up, dude? That should go to here if nothing. Yeah, if DI is like if it shouldn't display, it skips the display line and goes to here and then back to 9. If it doesn't do that, it goes to 13 minus 5, which would be back to 8, which is good. Yeah, and then it starts running this stuff. And this stuff it will always run, so it will always keep the GPS info up to date, but it won't execute if there's any, or if the system is telling it to not display information. It won't display information. It shouldn't anyway. Let's see if that works. It did start displaying, which it's not supposed to do. Why are you doing that? So this is implying that this line is executing. Why is this line executing? Is there a go to 8 anywhere? No. Go to 9. Yeah, it should skip back to here. Go to... Unless the rest of this line is crashing. Which I don't think it should be. Let me check if the receiver actually receives info the way it should. Yeah, it's receiving... It's staying on one thing, though. It's staying on origin south. It's not being updated. Oh. R1T isn't updating. Why is that? Oh, I didn't rename anything. Oh my god, I'm stupid. R1T. This should be R1T. And here that should like everything needs to be adjusted still. I completely forgot about that. You're quite AF, am I? I shouldn't be. I am kind of almost maxing out in OBS. So it shouldn't be quiet. But that is really strange that it's doing that. R1T is M4. I say TM, which is R1. Yeah, TM is R1T. So I just need to rename that. R1T. You can't hear me. That is very interesting. Is that an issue for more people? Let me actually see if I can do a little checking real quick. No, wait, that would be less than ideal. Then I would have stuff looping back and people hearing echoes. So that might not work well. S is also a different thing, I think. S is now... It's in a different thing. R1S, obviously. This would be R1S. And then... here it would also be R1S. And R1T... Oh. R1T. And then... here it's also R1 or R1S, and then there's one more supposedly. S plus, that's the wrong S. This, and here is another set of. Oh, cool. Now supposedly it should actually. It still displays information. Interesting. That's not supposed to happen. Why are you displaying stuff you shouldn't be displaying? That is at least working. Okay, the GPS seems to be working. There's something else now that is skipping this line. Oh. This is now too long. I see. Shit. But it's two character. Okay. O B equals 3 divided by 4. That won't be perfect because of how YOLOL works. Oh wait, it will be. That's 0.75. So this will be times P, and this will be DI. No, wait, that needs to be a device field. It's still one character. Oh, this can also be P now. DI, cool. Now it should maybe, just in theory, do the work. Let's see if it does. It's not displaying yet, which is a good thing. And now only when I say DI is now good, it should start displaying. It may take, yeah, it may take a little longer. For some reason, X doesn't actually have the X on there. When I move, it should slightly change, I think. Velocity is updating. GPS info is updating. That's good. It seems to be working. Now, why is X not adding the text? L equals X space. And px equals L plus X and thing. Equals px. Why are you not adding px, py, and pz? Why are py and pz working fine, but px is not? Huh. This also needs to be divided by q times q. Maybe L is being used somewhere else as well. But I don't think it is. Oh, I am using L. Is L a value I'm using, like a default value I'm using? IJ? No. What's L being used for? L times dA. L should be a variable then. Yeah, it is. Ah, crap. Okay, PQR and ST is not being used yet, I think. I hope not. If it is, it's a problem. If it's not, then this should be fine. Let's check if that breaks. Hope it doesn't. Hope it works now. That'd be sick. Then we should have the GPS info fully working, including speed now, because speed should now be in normal units. I'm not actually sure if the output is correct. I think it is, but I would have to verify with like a normal GPS setup, which I don't actually have available here, so I would have to come separately. But hey, that's working, and now when I turn it off, it should also immediately start clearing and not display anymore until I tell it to. Hell yeah, that's working. And then that kind of makes the other stuff easier as well. I had some other chips which I was waiting for them to execute, which is the... No, not this one. This is pre-gen and logo gen. I don't need those to be edited. The levels one. Yeah, I guess this goes back from here to here, and I can't actually skip over the display line because this line doesn't have the space for that. Nah, go to x minus 2. Yeah, no. I don't have the space to add a go-to statement there. That's too bad. Can I do a 1 divided by di here? It's kind of cursed. If that works, I'm going to be very upset. I would have to... Hold up, I need to... I guess I can just check if it still executes. If it doesn't, that's a problem. If it does, that would be sick. I hope this still executes. Let's see. That was the level script. Ooh, that's not working. I guess just doing a division doesn't work. You need an actual assignment, which I don't think I can fit. Oh, I can. Oh, that is cursed as hell. Let's see if it wants to execute now. It should now work. Except di wouldn't execute. Sorry, that line shouldn't execute when I tell it not to. So now I should be able to say, I don't care about any speed limits. I don't think I need this anymore now. I think this can just be a, I don't think I have the space here to add a go-to, but I can just add a go-to 4 here now instead. And this can be gone completely. Because this line just won't execute when di is 0. Okay, that's a good bit of... hold up, GPS that's a good bit of, like, time saving, I guess? Loop time saving? Because now I should be able to set this to 1 again. Because everything that is actually getting displayed no longer matters. Nothing is displaying. When I tell it to boot up, this all works fine still. I don't think I'm breaking into my my boot animation anywhere at all, so that's all good. And this It starts displaying. That's promising. GPS starts displaying. When I turn it off, it stops and it doesn't display anymore. Hell yeah, it works. I just did responsiveness additions. GPS display, it has speed, it has everything. I don't think I need anything else on this chip. I think adding more stuff here would be a bad idea, if anything. So I'll just cram this chip somewhere in here. I think I still have a free slot. Like in the bottom here. Come on. Yeah. Still one free slot there. Cool. Then we have warnings to go, and we have... what else did I have in the bottom right again? Transponder information, which is going to be interesting. I haven't actually thought about how exactly I want to display that yet, because that is going to be a lot of like things I want to display. I'm probably gonna have to have 2 display lines, which is quite a lot. I don't like doing that. And warnings are just going to be weird. Warnings are probably going to be just a loop that loops over like all the warnings I could have and then says, hey, oh, this is now a warning. Warn the user. New screens, yes, new screens. And we're using them to their maximum potential. The time left stuff I've removed for now though, because I didn't actually make it work correctly yet. But yeah, we're using them like I think they're supposed to be used. Lots of information on a small screen. Which I like a lot. And then when I turn this off, it turns... Oh yeah, I forgot, it turns the FCU off as well, so the actual ship stops moving. So yeah, that's a good feature. This is like literally the power button for the entire ship. So I'll rename it. It is already named power. I guess I'll add a an information thing here. Panel value. This would just be space, and then this would just be something 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 power. Needs even more spaces. It's 1 space too many. That's better. Now it just says power here. See, nice and cute label for the button. And then here we have transponder, hatch, and I think cruise. Yeah, and cruise doesn't work yet. Should make ship power button the safety button. I should, but that doesn't fit. Safety buttons are too large for on this ship, I'm afraid. Because they take up quite a bit of space. And I don't have space. But normally, yeah, that would have been much nicer. But look at how big that is, relatively speaking. It's freaking chunky. Here, this is quite a bit larger than the buttons I'm using. So, yeah. Not for here, but normally, yes. Please do use safety buttons as power buttons, because they look cool. We have a hatch, which the hatch just works, it just needs a warning. We have transponder, which needs to be shorter, I think. TRSP. Oh. Or TP even. I can call that TP, that's fine. I don't think TP is being used anywhere. And then this can be HD. Let's see, somewhere in here, here it is a hatch. Or a slider that I'm using as a hatch. And then transponder was the other one, which is down here in the navigation information compartment thingy, if you will. Transponder, we have... Oh, I can use owner. But the names might be too long for what I want to do with it. So I'll have to check if that works. Transponder ship name, not going to be useful. Inside save zone. Let's see, what did I want to have? I want to have player damage, ship damage, collision damage, and stations allowed. So ST... Sorry, let's call it SA for stations allowed, CD, SD, and PD. I hope I'm not using any of these fields yet. If I am, too bad. Cool beans. Then we need a... This is the advanced chip I had? No, this is the time to empty script. I need to not remove this chip because it's important. It's actually a very important chip. I just need to make it work still. But that will be for later. Let's grab a new YOLOL chip. Cool, and this will be, what did I say again? Yeah, transponder. Transponder, let's call it display as well, because I'm using that as kind of my my standard naming convention. Display in there. Now, that needs to, the transponder info needs to happen at all times. I have TP as my info, as my main thing. But I think the transponder always shows information about the environment you're in. So PD, SD, CD, and SA. PD, SD, CD, SA. And TP itself, of course. For transponder, yeah. And then we have... Okay, this is going to be kind of a pain. Because display 1y... Sorry, x equals 15. Display 1y equals 16. And then... Yeah, I kind of need like two states here, which would be either transponder on or transponder off. So this would be... let's see. A equals on. B equals off. Which also means that A is going to need an on space. Because otherwise this last F of off wouldn't be replaced, which is bad and ugly. Equals 16, and then D1Y equals... What I can do here, it's not the prettiest thing to do. I don't think this would work well anyway, but I think I can do this in a better way. But what I could do is say, hey, make this like B. Sorry, make this A, and then... no, make this B, and then say... Q equals 1 divided by TP, and then say D1I equals... Sorry, if transponder is on, this will work. Yeah, so if transponder is off, this won't execute, meaning this could be A. This will... Let's see if that works, but this should set it to on if the transponder is on and off if the transponder is off. And I also needed to go to 2 plus DI for here. For a little bit, just for a while. Just so it can load. It is, of course, assuming this all works as intended. Which, you'll see it never will. I assume this won't work. Called it. First line doesn't execute. Let's see if the common thing actually works. I think it might. But I'm not sure if like it's implemented because it's a comment or just because it's characters it doesn't recognize as being there and it just errors. Transponder off. Which one is transponder again? Is it this one? Yeah. Transponder on. Doesn't turn back to off. Oh, it did. It just took a while. Oh yeah, it doesn't loop. It needs to execute the entire chip before it works. So let's make a go to 3 here. Now it should be fairly responsive actually. This might actually work just fine. It's a little ugly. Transponder off, and then when I say blip, transponder on. Oh yeah, it because it's like when it's off, this error, so this goto won't execute either. I'll put that here. Now it should be relatively responsive, as opposed to what I just did, which was kind of the same issue as long as it's off. Now it shouldn't have that issue anymore. That's one thing fixed at least. It's a good start. Fixing one thing means there is more easy fixing the other things, I guess. Let's see, transponder on, transponder off. On, off, on, off. Wonderful. It works. GPS info works, levels works. Time left doesn't work and warnings don't work yet. Transponder info needs more info still, though. But at least the basic information thing works. Now D1I I can set to So yeah, I have 4 other things, which is quite a few. So let's do... I kind of want to have it say yes and no. But doing that would actually be a pain. And again, do I need this to update quickly? I don't think I do. So d1x equals 15. I can just say d1y equals 18. And d1i equals... I can just do this same stuff over and over. bc equals yes, and d equals no, space, because no is shorter. Yeah, that should work. And no can also be in capitals. I think I'll make everything capital letters, which I don't think I have right now. Maybe I do. I'm actually not sure. I would have to check if I have everything capitalized yet. D1I equals, that would be yes unless no. No, it would be no unless yes, because that's what I did here as well. So this would be D, then Q equals 1 divided by... this would be, let's see, 18 would be endo damage. So that is PD. PD for player damage. D1I equals C. This is horrible what I'm doing here. I hate this. I hate this so much. Equals... I also need 4 inputs for like other stuff. And I'll have to make some go-to stuff, go-to things here, but that is doable. Now this should actually be... how much space do I have for? I think I have like a lot of space, yeah. What I kind of want to do is have more information. I don't think I have the space to define that all here anymore, but I'll see where I can get to. D, so E equals endo space. Yeah, I don't have space to put all of that on this line, but that's fine. This is just a transponder info itself. And then here I want to do E plus D or E plus C. And then here I want to do D1X. I'm just going to copy this over for 3 more lines. Yeah, 3 more lines. And this would be like 19, 20, and 21. 21? Cool. I can also copy this stuff over, now that I think about it. I can just copy the entire thing, really. But I could have copied the entire thing. This would be F plus D. Sorry, here it would be F plus... And is D the right thing? Yeah, D is the right thing. And then this would be not player damage, this would be collision damage. So CD, or ship damage I guess I should do first. SD. And F would be ship. F equals ship space. Ship colon space. This would be F plus D, Q... Why is there a difference in length here? I guess it's just F and E being different. Q equals 1 does SD, D1I is E plus C. No, that would be F plus C. Cool. This should go to 20, then G plus D. And this would be not player damage, but this would be now collision damage. And... no, I do want ship damage and collision damage to be in this order, actually. I think collision damage is something you should be more... Well, it's something that happens in more places. So this would be F and this would be G, and I'll just make this G. And say F equals... I don't care that I'm removing my variables. Collision. And then this can all go. And then I'll need to put the last thing on like this line, which is fine. G, H equals... and this would be station. And this go to need some space. Cool. This would be SA for stations allowed. Would be H plus C and H plus D. This would be G or G plus D. Or G plus C, sorry. And here I want to go to 3. Now on these lines, I don't want to display anything unless I have DI. So I say Q equals 1 divided by DT. I guess I don't need to move it either. Oh, this is... Oh, yeah, I need to do another one of those causes. Q equals 1 divided by display information. Now this I want to copy over, paste here. Oh. And now, this is the most cursed piece of YOLO I've written in a while. I hate this. I hate this so much. I don't need this go to here anymore. Because now it won't execute any of this if DI isn't true. Which is horrible, but at least it works. Supposedly, anyway. I assume this will work. This is like the part of YOLO where it's both really fun, because you're doing stuff that you wouldn't do in any other language, but it's also horribly cursed. Now there's no endo damage, no collision damage, no ship damage, no station damage. Does that line up with what the transponder tells me? It does. I'm not sure if it's correct, because it's not inside save zone either, but... And I assume that I can grab a pickaxe and just break it, because I am in the test flight. Yeah, I can break it, but it won't tell me I can. But that is just because I'm in... I think I'm just because I'm in safe, or in test flight, where transponder information is just kind of borked, I believe. Yeah, I don't think this is going to tell me anything in test flight. I would have to check on an in-world ship. You know what? Let's actually just go and get the ship into the world, because I can. You know, it doesn't matter. It's not bad that it's a test version. Assuming I have the stuff, yeah. This is on PDU, so it doesn't matter. I can literally just blop it into the universe and not give a shit. That didn't sound right. Sounded like something was breaking. Like really badly. But this is working. Ship spawning in fine, at least. That's a good start. Yeah, weapon damage disabled. Ship damage disabled. Turn on the ship. Might be a good idea to start with. Oh, you can start flying the ship well before it actually starts booting, or is finished booting up. But you can't see information until it is, obviously. But that's alright. I think this is the shortest way out of the save zone, but I'm not actually sure there. So yeah, we'll need to fly out of the save zone to actually be able to test this. Oh, we're getting the cool music. Oh, that's a chunky ship. I think it's one of those new Protoporos, I think they're called, developer ships. It's pretty big. Also, I have a cruise button, but it doesn't do shit. This would be HCO. That's the hatch. I'll still need to build in some system to turn the ship off when the hatch opens. I'll have to see how much spare space I have later too, because maybe I can split up, for example, the time left things into 2 different chips. If I can, that would save a lot of effort. Okay, it's quite loud, at least in my ears. I'm not actually sure how the music is on your side. Is it alright, volume-wise? Should be slightly more quiet than it was a second ago. We have FFD, we have Nivets, a ship, and we have Treadstone Station, and Wind Station, and new capital ship. Oh. There's a capital ship behind, like, Wind's Station there, which is just called New Capital Ship. It's a great name for one, isn't it? I think it's docked at that station, too. Cool beans. So this station of mine is inside the save zone, so no need to try and siege it, because that won't work. But I will probably at some point make a station that is siegeable. Did you see the new asteroid belt yet, by the way, guys? It's freaking sweet. There is, like, they changed what asteroids spawn where, kind of how many, which type of asteroid spawn where, so everything is now just larger asteroids mostly. It looks pretty sweet. Let's check that I actually allowed myself to get out of save zone. Allow. Okay, but how do I change it for a specific ship? Is it now in the ship menu? Oh, hold up. Is that in the ship menu? Own ships. There's a few here. Oh, wait, this is called Hornet Mark II, obviously. Oh, whoa, it is in here. That's sick. Okay, that's so much better. It should have been in that menu all along, but it's so much nicer now. And the fact that you can change it for all your ships at once is, oh, god tier. They're finally working on some quality of life stuff there, it seems, which is weird. I didn't expect them to yet, but guess they are. Now I wonder if this is actually going to update. It's like a 1 second, maybe it's like a 1.2 second loop, so it won't update immediately when we leave the save zone. That looks broken. Or just small. I guess it was just a small asteroid. But that's fine. Small asteroids are asteroids too, okay? They got feelings. There we go. Oh, that's my save zone, I think. Might actually be my save zone. Oh no, that is the save zone station. Save zone warning thing. Okay, it didn't update this yet. I have seen someone say that you need to turn it on once for it to update. Oh, it worked! Now, if I keep it off and go back in, will it stay turned on? Will it update again? I guess you do have to turn it on once first. It did update. Oh, that's good. Haha, it works! Transponder info, check. Cool beans. I am now back in the save zone, so I can transfer back to Origin. Ship design workshop. Yeah, all good. I should make an empty blueprint so that I have something to despawn ships with. Maybe I have an empty blueprint and I just don't know it. My beam. Hey, Alex. Let's see. Hornet Mark II. Let's tow this boy back. Does the speedometer work? It does. Yeah, it works fine. It seems to be working perfectly, even. Which is really nice to have. Yeah, I don't think I have an empty blueprint here. But yeah, Speedo works fine. I have it on this ship as well. It's really cool. Like, it's so much easier than... It's so much more reliable than using a GPS-based solution. It's still... Like, it still has the issues of FPS instability, but that is just an artifact of the game, of like how the game works. That isn't necessarily the speedometer being wrong. That is more the game being wrong and the speedometer showing the correct information. Which is really weird, but it is how it is. Oh, now I need to hide the plates for a second. Because I want to move this chip forward into a socket of its own. But that means I'm going to need these front sockets. I'm going to need to decide which chips I want in where still, too. That's transponder info. Let's see, what else do we have? I need to do the time till empty things. What are these FPS instabilities? Well, like, if your FPS varies, a lot of things in the game vary as well. That kind of stuff. Like, reliability of rockets and missile or torpedoes, your speed, your YOLOL execution rate, all that kind of bullshit varies based on your frame rate. And it's worse if your frame rate is very unstable. So yeah, it's kind of funky. Oh, this should also work with the clear display option. Yeah, that works. Oh, it's so good. I like it. It just, like, it feels nice to have your ship kind of respond in a more interesting manner than just, here's information at all times, enjoy. It actually, like, it says, like, it welcomes you with, like, a little animation and everything boots up. All the information, I kind of like that, where not all the information pops up instantly. It kind of just loads in a bit. It's super cool. Kind of like an old display, and I'm all for it. And then when you click it away, it says goodbye. And it's nice, you know? It's friendly. It's a friendly ship. So we have transponder stuff done. We need warnings. Warnings are going to be kind of strange, I think. Because I want warnings for fuel, propellant, heat, the hatch being open, durability issues, and transponder being on. And I guess also for safe zone. So let me add that too. SF safe zone is also now in my my little side list I have here. You know, this seems still horribly incorrect. It's just me doing something wrong again. It is correct. It's just unstable. But that is because the speed in the game is unstable, mostly. But I don't think you're doing anything wrong, because there isn't much to go wrong with the speedometer. But it should be fairly accurate. Or like it should be fully accurate, because it's using the actual info from the game. Let's see, see what wants to work here. Yeah, it's going... See, it's varying a little bit, but that is in this case because my FPS is varying a little bit. Because I am streaming as well, and that doesn't do my FPS any good. Streaming and running the game at like full resolution, it's not a fan. And on borderless window, I'm not sure if that changes anything. Actually, I've never really played around with that and paid attention to if anything changed, so it should be all good. Let's see, cruise I want to be blue. Let's change the button colors real quick. That is orange. That's green. Always forget which is which. Power should be green, or can be orange, I guess. Orange is nice. I like orange as a color. And then hatch and transponder, I both want to be red, kinda. I mean, the header's different color than the data. I could, yeah. Let's see if I can do that easily. Yeah-ish. I need to figure out what color I want, though. But I do have them in separate layers, yeah. Like, this is layer 1, then this bit is layer 3, the background, and then the information is layer 1 again. So I could make that green or red or whatever. I'm going to make the warnings a different color, probably, because I would like the warnings to be red, since they are kind of like, hey, warning, there's something dangerous going on. Something you need to pay attention to. So I will make those a different color for sure, and then probably also make the header slightly different. But I need to decide on what I want, or what color I want for it. So let's see. Warnings. Warning display. Cool. Yeah. Then edit script, and how do I want to do this? Safe zone warning should be easy enough. I could just do a bunch of if statements. Like do the old Q equals 1 divided by save zone. Do I have that in a separate thing yet? No, I don't think I do. Save zone. 1 divided by save zone. Let's make, okay. D1L equals 2. D1X equals 15. D1Y equals... save zone I want to be on 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. And then D1I equals... I want A equals 4 spaces. Yeah, and B equals save zone. Then I equals A, and then it does this, and then I say D1I equals B. That should only execute when it's not actually doing anything important. Sorry, when save zone warning is a thing. And I want the old D1, sorry, no, Q equals 1 divided by DI. Because I only wanted to do this when I'm displaying information. Now I can copy this a bunch of times. How many warnings do I have? 8. So 2 till 9, right? Yeah. And now I want to have, guess I'll do 3 till 10. Go to 3. And now this will just keep executing. It won't display anything if display information is not true. It'll take like a second and a half, which is fine in this case. I don't think that's an issue. Unless I have more than enough space left, which I might, to compress it down onto 2 lines per... Sorry, 2 execution, I guess, per tick. Which would be okay. No, wait, that wouldn't work, because I'm using line errors. B equals save zone. C equals fuel. D equals prop. E equals heat. F. Heat will never show, by the way. Hatch. It's hatch like this. G equals Dura. I don't actually have the Dura sensor yet. It's enough for one more. H equals save zone. No, I have save zone. Transponder. Okay, is that all of them? Save zone, fuel prop, heat, hatch, no, transponder, fuel prop, heat, hatch, Dura, transponder, save zone. Huh? Oh, there's only 7 of them. I see. Oh, that is actually really good, because that means I... Oh no, I still can't compress it. Dang it. Ah, so sad. I wish I could. How many characters is this? That is 3, 7, 8. 8 characters. If then is already longer than that, I'm afraid. Yeah, if then end is already too long. So that won't... It might work with an if then end, but I don't think it will. So T1L is 2. I need to have that everywhere. Oh shit, but if I'm setting it to a different layer, I need to have different layers in all the other information panels as well. Whenever I'm writing to a thing, like to a display, I need to change the layer then. That's a problem. I may not have that. I may just set the entire display to be red if I have a warning. Or just not care for now. I'll just skip the layers for now, because that won't work. And I'll see if I add those back later. 15, and this would be... Let's see, I had 9, which is save zone. I kind of want to do it from the start. So that would be like 3. D1 is A. This would be fuel. Ooh, yeah, no, this is where the actual space-consuming stuff comes in. Fuel chamber fuel, I want to be more than, say, 10%. If it goes below 10%, I wanted to give a warning. So... I equals 30,000, because that's 10%. So if 1 divided by fuel chamber fuel smaller than 30,000, that would be I. Okay, and here for propellant I do the exact same thing. Gas network stored, which is, I think it's GS. Let me check. I think I called that GS. Yeah, gas network stored resource smaller than J. And this would be 4. And this would be D, and this would be C. And then I need to have J be an actual value. And I think this is 2 million by default. I guess network max? Yeah. No, this chip. Hold up. This chip needs to be 200,000. Okay, then this would be on line 5. And this needs to be propellant heat, so E. Heat will never show still, but like, it's fine. And that also needs a value, so K equals 15,000, that would be... I guess it's just if heat is above like 3/4 or whatever. Let's make it 13,500 to make it 10% as well. So that is heatsink heatsink stored. Did I call it HS or H? HS, cool. Heatsink stored. HS larger than K. Okay. D1 is B. Oh yeah, no wait. D1I is... This will all be A. A, and this will be C, D, E, F, G, H, and... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something's wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I need B still. B itself, obviously. Duh. Then hatch would be... did I call it HT? I think I called it HT. TP and HT. Yeah, okay. F is HT. If hatch is open, then this executes. Cool. Then we have a durability warning. So if... oh, I don't have that sensor yet. That's a problem. Because that sensor is actually large for this ship. Then again, most things are large for this ship, but doesn't matter. We don't talk about that. Can I cram that in here? Does it actually fit? Let me check. No, that won't fit. Worth a shot. Where did I cram my transponder? In here. Do I have space for another sensor in there? Not like that, at least. But maybe if I put it flat. Maybe also not if I put it flat. This is problematic. Wait, does this have a snapping point on top even? Oh, it just collides with the, with this. This is a problem. Can I fit it in here? Might be able to fit it in here. Oh, nope. Guess not. Why do you not fit? Did I put a plate in here? Hold up, let me check. No, there should be space here. I think. I want there to be space here anyway. Wait, what? Oh, I got this plate off here? What? Wait, hold up. What am I doing here? There should be enough space, right? Oh, no, this isn't actually full width. That's an issue. That is... Yeah, that's an issue. Means I've kind of blocked myself from using that space. And in here, there is no space at all. Ooh, I really do not have space on the ship to put that thing in. Maybe I can cram it behind here? Though I don't really like doing that. Would prefer not to if I don't have to. This is 20 or 48 tall, so that won't work either. I could remove this plate. What does that do for durability? Ah, that's fine. Yeah, that'll do. Haha. Oh, now I just need to make sure it's in the center. Which is easier said than done. Because I don't believe there's any center snapping points here. Although, technically I could use the beam, I suppose. This should be centered, right? That is centered. Now I would prefer it to be on this thing. If I could at all manage to do so. You know what? It's time for the good old tiny plate. Where that is the wrong spot for a tiny plate. Now we move the whole shebang. Bolt it down, and we say, I want to change your device fields. Durability errors. I want this to be DE, not DR. DE. Haha. There we go. Active, I want to be 1. Does this use a lot of power or something that it needs to be set to active? I don't know. We'll see. Now this can go in here. And I want to be... Let's see, we had hatch, we had durability. DE. If DE is larger than 1, or larger than 0, so if there is any errors, it will display durability error. Good. If it drops back to 0, should be no issue. Here we have transponder, so TP. And that will display H. And this will be on 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then this will be the actual save zone warning that I've had for a long time now. This should, in theory, throw a bunch of information onto the display if I tell it to. And only when I tell it to. Let's see. No warnings. That's good. Oh. Nani? Why are you throwing zeros onto the display? dy is 3, d1 is a. A is just 4 spaces. Then it does q divided by something or other. Should result in a 0. And then it shouldn't display anything anymore. Oh, this will arrow, by the way. I need this to be here. Interesting. Let's see if that go to 3 did anything, but I don't assume it will have. Hey, you can go. I need that chip later, but not in the editor. Not in test flight. Okay, it starts throwing a bunch of zeros. Nice. That would imply it's doing that here. D1Y is A. Which would imply A isn't specified correctly. Test. Let's try that. Or it's not doing my Q equals delete thing. See if that changes anything. Nope, it's still zeros. How curious. That is as if, oh, well, it for sure wouldn't be able to read the information from this device, but it shouldn't cause any issues for the others. I would assume, anyway. Yeah, it shouldn't cause issues for the rest. D1X, D1Y. This selection worked. D1X and D1Y works. D1I, setting it to A, does not. I'm going to change this. If I try without printing the first line, that would be the first line, so let's pay attention only to that one. Without printing the actual supposed to be their information. It's still printing a 0. How very curious. It shouldn't be printing a 0, it should be printing A. So test. What if I say, no, if I say R is test. Make this print R, and I cut out this bit. I'll paste that in my notes temporarily. Did I forget anything? D1I is R. Yeah, and R should be test. Nothing wrong there. Huh, okay, let's see if that works. Also just noticed the game's music stopped. There we go, it's back. It's just very quiet still. Now it should just print test in the first slot. It still doesn't print test in the first slot. What? Badowski, what are you doing? Well, the other stuff works fine. Let's see what it does when it does get an error. Because I can force a durability error. Obviously, by grabbing the old pickaxe. Which is supposedly still somewhere here. I guess that doesn't actually cause a durability error. This should. Maybe not. Well, shit. There we go. Still will not tell me anything. How very interesting. Okay, but it is displaying, so DI is fine. DX DY works fine, and DI is R. This part just says no. D1 input equals hello. Let's make it say hello directly. Oh, I just realized something it might be. I'm not sure if that's it, but we'll see. Let's try this again. If it says hello now, I know what the issue is, I think. It does. I know what the issue is. I know what part of the issue is, I believe. Something on this line is crashing, which is transponder, which doesn't have the space to work. That explains. Okay, that was the entire issue. There was, like, none of these fields were being loaded in, so all of them were 0. Let's see, that would be A or D. And this I can replace with Q equals 1, D1 equals A, and this stuff. Okay, now I can remove that from my notes again, so that the VS Code plugin stops complaining about it not being within 20 characters. Inventory is full. Yeah, I misclicked. Game's telling me I can't pick up my ship into my inventory. Duh. Thanks, game. Thanks. I didn't expect that. Now, the warning should be... Are you kidding me? Did I forget another quote anywhere? C equals field D equals probably equals E F. I did. Oh my god. I made a typo. Ah. It's the dumbest shit that gets you. Now then. After all this time. Please work. I see no warnings yet. That's good. That's promising. When I break this plate, I think it was, that I could break, and then... Ah! Shows a Dura warning! Hell yes. And can I remove that? I don't think I can remove the Dura warning from this ship. Oh, maybe I can. Should remove the Dura warning. Yeah! We got warnings! They're not a different color right now. But at least they work. Like, I don't have anything to make them a different color reliably. Because if I... Yeah, I would have to make the entire display a different color if there is any warnings. Haha, congrats, thank you. Thank you. I'm very proud of this moment. No. This wasn't the hardest system, it's just very cursed with how I coded it. And I can check if... How much space do I have? Oh, I have a lot of space left. Maybe I can compress this down in lines. If I make, for example, this line. Say, demonize A. And then I want to check if this is the case or not. So if FF smaller than I, then D1I is C, else, or and this is not going to fit, is it? This isn't going to fit, because I need to do this whole section again, which is not going to fit. Yeah. Okay, no compressing it down onto half the lines. That's too bad. Worth a shot, though. Worth a shot. Even if it doesn't end up working. Cool beans. That is another display out of the way. Then we have... What do we have left? We have transponder info. I think we only need to have the... Let's see, the time till empty displays now. We have levels, we have this, we have GPS, we have transponder info, and we have warnings. We only need the time left. And I have two spare chips still. Which means I can do cruise. Do I have a cruise warning on here? I don't think I actually do. Hold up, let me open up Photoshop again. I don't actually have a cruise warning on there. Should I put cruise as a warning? I think I should. Let's just do it so that I have more warnings than I need, so that they're actually used. This I want to be CR. I think CR might already be used for something. but I'm not sure it is. So I might as well add it. And then here I can just do ijkl equals cruise. And then I just add another one of these units. I say dy is 10. Di is A. This I want to be CR. And this is going to be L. And now we have another thingy that warns me. And then I also need cruise to actually do something. So this is forward. So let's make that CRSC. Because that's like my default name for cruise on most chips. But I don't use that for the actual cruise button on this ship. Because I'm not using a hybrid button. I'm using a smaller one. Hold up, that's levels, GPS display. Do I have generator in here still? Why do I have my generator management in here still? Oh well. CRC equals 1. Let's not add spaces, please. I've been working on Python a bit lately, so I'm adding spaces to stuff that doesn't need spaces. Minus 100 times CR. Cool. And then that will just keep looping, and I don't have to ever touch that again. And supposedly, it now gives me a warning when my cruise button is on. I will also want to turn cruise off probably when I turn the ship off. And I don't think I want to turn my transponder off. Now when I turn on cruise, there's the cruise warning. There's no cruise warning. Cruise warning. No cruise warning. Yeah! It does the working. It takes a while sometimes. Like if you press it just after the line for cruise executed, it will take almost 2 seconds now for it to come back there and turn the light on, if you will. But that's fine. You know, just the fact that this works makes me happy. I could even add like little circles as indicator lights, kind of. That would actually be kind of cool to work on. Making like a system that has fake lights, I guess, fake LEDs for stuff like this. And cruise should actually work now too. Cruise is at 100. That's good because that means my lever returns to 0 when I let go of it. And when cruise is on, it'll actually stay on. And it will turn off. Cool. Except the ship isn't on right now, so why can't I control it? Oh wait, because it's not being set to turn off when I first boot or when I first load in the ship. So let me actually say, where do I do that? FCU general multiplier is 100. It should be 0 by default, and here I set it to 0 again. I guess I can just set it to 0 in here. That's fine. That is under the seat. Because that's a very obvious place for an FCU, right? That'd be 0. Cool. Another thing out of the way. Now I have 2 chips for this stuff, which is great. That means I can save a lot of space. Or a lot of effort. Not space. I'm not saving space at all. I have 2 more chips, actually. TTE fuel and TTE propellant. Cool. Then this only needs propellant, which is gas here, and a display line. And this only needs fuel and a display line. Hours, minutes, and seconds. Cool beans. And then this is the fuel one, so it doesn't need the gas info. And this is the gas one, so it doesn't need the fuel info. Awesome. This actually saves me so much headache. This has prop in there, which is good. It says fuel in there with an extra quote, because why would you not have extra quotes? Extra quotes make things so much better. Now on this display line, I could just say, yo, only display when I need to display it. Which would actually be kind of fine. This is the gas display, which I don't need. Let's remove that for now. FF divided by FR times C, which is just the time in seconds. Go to I kind of want this to go to 4 plus let's see, if it's larger than 60, no, larger than 300, I think I want it to display in minutes. FGH I equals 300. That's like, if it's larger than 5 minutes, I want it to display in minutes. If it's larger than like an hour, I want it to display in hours. Go to 4 plus TF larger than I. So here it would display in seconds, here in minutes, plus TF larger, plus 2 times. No, sorry, also just plus TF larger than 3600, which is D. Because then, if it's larger than I, which is 300, so 5 minutes, it would go to 5. And if it's larger than 3600, so an hour, it's also larger than 300, so it would go to plus 2, so plus 4, so it would go to 6. Which is great. That's exactly what I want. And then I want... I could do this in a bunch of ways. I will probably do... Hold up. Let me do... TF... Hold up. This will execute as 0... Let's make this 5, because then this line will be... I'll do this... And I'll do Q. I'm using Q as my 1 divided by, like, my error, my crash variable, basically. So if Q isn't doing anything, it's just checking if DI is 1 or 0. And if it's 0, it won't print anything. And if it's 1, it will print, which is good. It's all wonderful. Go to... I should go back to 3. Because this will just keep erroring if it doesn't do that. And if it doesn't display information, then this should say I is I, which is fuel, plus inf. Go to 3. This will just keep going back and forth if fuel isn't being used. And then it will say inf. Which is exactly what I wanted to do. Good. I want this to be capitalized. And the same goes for the propellant version. Okay, I'm just going to copy this system over in a second. And here I want to say TF equals TF divided by 60. Because that is when it's printing in minutes. And then this should print with 3 decimal points again. I think I want that to be in... like 1 decimal point, maybe. So that would be divided by 100 times 100. And then I wanted to print. I guess I can do the whole printing thing on that same line always. Oh, 1 second. Haha, it was my brother who needed a cable. So, yeah, since I'm the guy with all the cables in the house, he now has a cable. Okay, let's see, we have... This just checks. Technically, if it gets here, TF is already confirmed to work, so I don't need to check for TF anymore. I don't need this inf either. I plus TF plus M minutes for, which is F. Great. And then I can copy this system over and say TF divided by 3600, which is D. And I also want that to have like minutes in there, I guess. Yeah, minutes would be fine. Or no, it's not really minutes, it's like 10th hours, but that is more than enough for what I need. It's like a good enough indication anyway. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to like give people an idea of how much time they have left. And this would be plus H. No, plus E. Except I'm doing this all wrong, because it needs to go here. Right? Yeah, it goes to 5. So TF is already correct if this is executing, which would just mean I need to do this last bit here. Just this. And I also need to divide, I do need to do TF, let's do it just like this, TF divided by A times A. Because seconds I do want to have without decimal points, because that's going to look a bit weird otherwise. And this would be plus G. Go to 3. This will all just go back to 3, then it will go to either here or one of these, and this can go away. I think this should work. Now, I want to copy, like, starting here, I think I want to copy everything. So line 4. I can't do this as the entire chip, sadly, because I need only a few lines, which is kind of annoying. Wish we had a copy just these lines feature. And again, I wish we had so many features. Can't have everything yet. Maybe at some point we will. Who knows? And this would be time balance. Time or is it? Did I call it TG? I'll just call it TP right now because I can. I did my propellant calculation differently though. How did I do that again? I don't need 20. Oh yeah, 2300 I do need here. C and D I don't need. I do need C. D I don't need C. Do need A. This was gas network stored, right? GS. Yep. So we have GS divided by flow ID minus B, and that gives me thing in seconds. Go to 5 plus TP larger than I is 300 supposedly. Oh, I also need to check if I want to display information on all of these lines still. But that I can do later. This shouldn't matter then. J's prop, that's good. I don't need 2300 in here. But I do need all of these other variables. I is 300 is the last one I need. And I think I have to go to 1 in here still. Yeah. Cool. Now DI should be in there. Wait, did I add? I added that to 1 line for some reason. I don't know why. Now all of them have it. And this doesn't print anything. So only these 3 lines actually print anything. So they need the old, the crash out line kind of, crash out option. And for fuel, I want to do this exact same thing. So this will be TP. I could have just kept it named TF, but meh, I don't like doing that. Plus TP. And oh shit, no, undo. TF, cool. I almost messed that up real big. I already did the renames here. TB. And G is S, and I just need to rename I to J. Although I could have done... could have just changed J to I guess. No, wait, I can't use I. I is already used. No, sorry, this would be J here, I guess. That's interesting. YOLOL shenanigans, indeed. YOLOL shenanigans we do here. Now I need to use I here as J. Otherwise it's gonna break. That's the only place I use J there. Cool. J plus TP. And this is also TP. So good. What we're doing is setting up the rest of the YOLO stuff for the ship I had been working on last week. I'm not actually sure if this is going to work right now. It'll probably break. I probably messed something up because I've been copy-pasting code back and forth, but we'll see. Theoretically, if I did copy it correctly, this should now display my propellant time until empty, which is going to be infinite. It didn't display the propellant time. Oh, no, it did. Oh boy. It did crash somewhere, though. It's definitely crashing somewhere. Oh, I know what it's doing. I think. NecoS. Yeah. That's a joke. Someone in Epic... Frick, I forgot who. Someone in Epic came with that joke, and I was like, yeah, I'm stealing this, bro. This is now my joke. No, but yeah, I thought it was a great joke. TP is... Oh, TP, obviously. Oh, man. It was all 60 all along. It was all 0 all along. Now it might just actually work. Because that infinite, I didn't expect that to actually work. I thought that would break. It is a good joke. Yeah, I kind of like it. It really works with my whole vibe within a community, too. Should display infinite now, which is taking way too long. It's still crashing out of some line somewhere. But I couldn't tell you which one and where. Even better because I bet most people won't get it either. That's the thing, it just seems like it should be Snack OS probably to a lot of people. I would assume that's what most people would see it as. Just me typoing Snack OS. This is working. Yeah, this line is fine. Go to 3. This line, not so much. Flow ID minus B. Flow ID should go up, so that's all good. Plus TP larger than I, where I is 300. Plus TP larger than D, where D is 3600. Cool. What I'm wondering now is, will it actually go to a different line? Or does it just stay where it is? Because if it gets here, it checks if it should display information, which it should, so this shouldn't error. And it doesn't, because this works as well. TP is TP divided by A times A. Sounds good. dxdi dy. Oh, sorry, dxdy is all good, because that worked before. That should be 10, though. Sorry, that should be 8, even, I think. No, it should be 10. That might actually be part of the issue here. No, wait, it's not, because the other one isn't in yet. And it should be over an hour, so it should start pasting here. Where TP is TP divided by D, which is 3600, divided by 100 times 100. Cool. D1x, D1y. Should all be good. D1i equals J, which is prop, plus TP, which is calculated here, plus E. Something somewhere is going terribly wrong. Be careful nothing is getting converted to string anywhere. I don't think it is before I start doing anything with it. Yeah, nothing's being converted to string beforehand. It's only converting to string like in the actual info message. Is there any like good display that I have? Inf plus I, and I can do I plus plus here. That should give an indication of whether it's running that line or nothing at all. At least I should be able to see whether it's executing. Are you ever doing math with DI anywhere? No. DI is a variable I have, like a global variable I have that just tells the rest of the ship to display information or not display information. Yeah, no, it is the eye. It is the eye. But it's a just a practicality variable. Look, I have that in. I have like a master chip that kind of controls whether information chips are displaying anything, and there I change the eye, and that's the only place I ever change the eye. Are there new screens now? There are. There is. Well, there is the one that came out a while ago. This is on PTU still though, but it's coming to live soon, presumably. I assume the chips will be in the heat update anyway, and the heat update is coming soon. So I hope this will be in. If it's not, I'm gonna freaking riot because I need these new displays. But there is a cooler one now, and this is the advanced one. It has layers. But this isn't working, and I am upsetty. It is running this line fairly... Like, this combination, it seems to be... No, wait. These two lines, 3 and 4, it seems to be running continuously. Why do you tell me these things? Yes. It is freaking sweet, though. Munch, for real. Do yourself a favor and give the new screens a look over. They take a while to get good at. Like, I'm not good with these displays, but they are freaking sick. It's so good. It's so much better than using all those tiny displays. Because this is only 4 displays large, and you can change, like, the scale and everything. Let me show you that, actually. Because currently I'm running a 25 by 25 resolution, which is kind of default. You're gonna have to fly over to the Netherlands and do something. Yes. Look, this is all displaying cool and all, but what if I said, hey, let's make the color different. Let's make it red, this information. Boom, now the information is red, you know? But also, let's make the layer grid size 23. Now all the information is larger. It's not that clear when I use 23. Let's make 15. Look, the actual text is now scaled. How sick is that? You can also make it 1, but 1 won't show much because I don't have anything in slot 1. Let's make it 2, 3. Where do I have my first text? F. It's not nice. Not a nice thing to say. Vieux. Pro. It's wonderful what you can do with these. I wonder why it didn't actually display levels though. Oh, because I didn't scale that. I now need to make your waypoint system. Yeah, do. Please do. Just scales up the pixel size. Yeah, exactly. That makes it weird to work with, but at the same time, if you do what I'm doing here and you don't actually use the looping that it does, it's fine to work with. If you do use the actual like automatic line or next line thing at the end, it's kind of a pain. And it will be like that. Yes, like that. I do have GPS on here, by the way. It's not a waypoint system, but it is GPS. Which is something, I guess. Bleep. Look, I have a GPS information in the bottom left. Which also, Munch, have you seen the new speedometer we have? We actually have a speedometer. No, which doesn't update quickly here because I'm running it in my GPS chip. But it does work. If you scale past 12, you can technically have 4 separate displays. Yeah, can you use offsets negatively? Like, negative offset, I assume that works. What time we had accurate speed? Well, yeah, we had accurate speed with the CLF method, but it's like kind of bulky. And this machine is absolutely tiny. It's the smallest device I think we have. It's a beam. Like it's a 48 centimeter beam. You can either have a grid of 2x2 function as one, or just have basically 4 screens you can change to. Oh, that's actually a good point as well. You can use it as 4 separate screens. Ah, Munch, you're streaming as well, dude. Go back to your own stream, dude. Enjoy and good luck. But yeah, do please check out the displays if you have some time. But you'll have to switch to PDU if you're not on there. Oh yeah, I hate auto emojis as well. They're freaking stupid. Don't choose stuff for me, YouTube, please. Let's see. D1I is J plus TP plus G. G's all good. There's no typos here, is there? There is no typos here. No. Because it's not using G, F, or E. It's crashing on... It should be crashing on this line, but then... No. Wait, is this still 2300 or did that actually change? It is still 2300. That's good. Let's see. DI should be 1, so that will execute. Let me actually set the cursor to be on. I wonder what that will look... If it even works if I turn the cursor on. It might stop displaying correctly. I'm not actually sure if that works. That's clear. Show should be the cursor. This will be bleeping all over the place. Oh yeah, it just does... This is interesting to look at. It doesn't show all of them, it only shows it once per tick, I believe. It appears like that anyway. But that's alright, I don't need it to be accurate. Okay, but 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's definitely doing like 2 and a bit. Let's grab that chip out of here and see if it's actually doing what I think it's doing. To be fair, it should be displaying infinite right now. Oh yeah, this is a new feature where grabbing takes priority over clicking into, I guess. Which is mildly annoying. Or mildly is quite the understatement. Also, bolts are now round. For those that hadn't seen yet. Well, I guess they're octagonal, but they're better. If you use multiple speed sensors, say one in the front and one in the back, do they give the exact same speed value like they should always? Like they should, or will they both fluctuate a lot differently? I assume they'll give the same speed value. I haven't actually tried, but given how they work, unless I guess they might be. No, they should execute once per, I guess, game cycle, so they should have the same value. But it might be that them being in slightly different timings within the game cycle would vary the speed. But that shouldn't be the case. And again, it's Starbase, it might. Device speed, not ship speed. So if you have a tool on your ship, they will function separately. Yeah, but like, if you're just flying forward, they should be... they should give the same speed because they're moving at the same speed. And when turning, it's different, of course, but like if you're moving forward, just doing nothing fancy. Yeah, it does get to this line and then updates. That I don't have much use for. You know what? Let's do the old debug chip option. Let's add a YOLOL socket. The boring standard one. Because we're cool like that. Only cool people use these sockets. Uncool people use other sockets. Those are ridiculously inconsistent. They're 10 meters per second too slow, are they? That's interesting. I heard different people say different things about that. Because so far I've heard them be very consistent according to many. Oh wait, does it now? Oh yeah, it's not doing display information yet. Hold up, let me fix. I would have to check. I would have to run some tests for my own as well. Okay, somewhere at this point it should start. Yeah, it just does this, which is good. It's supposed to do that because I'm not actually flying, so it's supposed to be infinite right now. But when I start moving, say I turn on cruise, which will give me a nice little warning pop-up now. I'll start very slowly moving forward. Now, why is it still saying it's infinite when it's clearly not? It's only doing these two lines still. Guess network stored divided by flow ID minus B. Is flow ID not the right value? No, flow ID is the right value. Otherwise it wouldn't be 0. This is just resulting in a crash somewhere here. Either GS or FI is not being read. Did I not name it flow ID? Oh, I named it FID, didn't I? I named it FID. I know what I did. I named it FID. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I'm really stupid. Feels bad. Now it should work. We're measuring as consistent. I'm using calibrated CLS to test them against. They're way off. Intra. Are you measuring against the transponders as well? Hey, it's saying 3.3 hours now. Turn cruise off, it will... Okay, I need to fix the placement of the other ones. This should also be 10. And this infinite shouldn't display I anymore. However, that's working. So that right there is fabulous, as they say. I should probably keep this around for a bit, because I also have the other one to fix still. And this one is probably going to be very broken as well. This should be on DY9. Cool. FD minus B. The rest doesn't look all that different, I think. Might actually work. Let me check before saying it doesn't. I should also name the rest of my buttons. I forgot to do that still. Whoops. That's a few too many hours to display. I should add a days thing to the I can add days. Should I add days? I'll add days. Heck, we're adding days. Transponder distances are whack. Don't trust them. Not distances. Transponder speed. ISAN is wrong either way. What's a day in that universe? A day in this... Oh, a day in this universe, that's a good point. But I'm not going to be measuring in Starbase days. But a day in Starbase is, I think, 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Because I believe I've recorded my time lapses for 2 hours. But yeah, I'll add a days option, where that should be 86,400. So JK equals 86,400. So this plus TF larger than K. Where that would jump to here. So I'll copy this line over. And I'll say J equals 300. K, I'll say L equals days. That's ridiculous. Why am I doing days? Am I a madman? I might be a madman. Plus L. So I TFL. And here this would be divided by D divided by K. How about now? Does it show days now? I think it should show days now. I think that's the last of that's the last bit of information we need on this display. Holy shit, I didn't actually expect to finish the display for the ship today. Time left. Ooh, it's not working. Oh no, it is. It is working. Now when we start moving, it'll move down. Oh, I need to do D space, obviously. I'll need to add a space to all of these. Second space, minute space, hour space. And I have the ironically space for that. Isn't distance pretty accurate? It's time to calculate distance. ISAN distance shouldn't be accurate. And yeah, maybe if you're using quad. If you're using a quad setup, it's decently accurate, but it's not going to be perfect. The only actual reliable method I've found for testing, or for knowing your speed until now at least, was using transponders. And then, like transponder speed. Oh, and the, that is problematic. When the number changes to a non-decimal number, it kind of screws itself over. I'll just remove decimal points. Heck, I don't care if I don't have decimal points. Who cares about decimal places anyway? They just give me headaches. And here as well. And this isn't like my propellant isn't going to last days anyway. Yeah, CLF, yeah, okay, but CLF speeds are calibrated to that, and these should be accurate to that same menu, but I'd have to check in the actual universe. I haven't yet tried, because they are using the same logic as the menu, so there's like no reason for them not to be. Here's a stop wasted time. How long it took to go 1 kilometer? Did that 5 times and took the average and calculated off that. That is not the most. That's like not the best way to get accurate speed, though. CLF speed times time is approximate. Yeah, okay, but that is because just purely 2 stationary positions from any GPS system, yeah, those will be accurate. Because that is just stationary math, but I guess that makes sense. And you would have to calculate in your acceleration. Yeah, over 100 kilometers, it should be all right. But yeah, GPS purely point-to-point distance in GPS is fine. Yeah. But while moving, that's a different story, obviously. But it is fine if you're taking 2 stationary measurements. And I guess when using a quad receiver setup, taking a moving measurement should be fine as well, for the most part anyway. Let's see if this works now. It should now be in days, and I guess if I go below 2 days, I can start. I guess if I go below like 2 days, I can say, hey, it's no longer going to be measured in days. This is all good. 2 days. I don't think we're going to be flying for this. What warnings can the warning section show? The warning section can show fuel being below 10%, propellant being below 10%, heat being above 90%, the hatch being open, durability issues, transponder being on, safe zone being, being outside of the safe zone, and the cruise being on. Haha. You can update the entire screen in a single take. I know. I'm doing this intentionally because I kind of like the way it looks when it boots up. I just like the slower animation. It reminds me of like the older displays, and I'm really a big fan of that. But yeah, I know the displays are freaking sick. I am updating like a lot of the variables on the display every tick. Except for the warnings and the transponder stuff. That is all being done. I guess most things are displayed once every so many ticks. Well, not most, but the time left GPS is displayed once every 1.6 seconds, I think. Transponder is being displayed 1 field at a time because I wanted it to be on a single chip, and otherwise it wouldn't fit. And the warnings are being done 1 warning at a time. But like levels and yeah, levels are done all at once, and then time left and GPS will overlap, and the other settings will overlap. But it's a really cool. I really like these displays a lot. They're freaking wonderful. Okay, yeah, fuel will last forever. Now I wonder if I let it go up again, it looks like it'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be fine. That's good. That's freaking awesome. And then prop I can do... I don't have to care about days in propellant, I think. Should I care about days? Nah. Nah, I won't care about days. I feel like I changed something else, but I don't think I actually did. Should have brought both of those over at once. Bloop. Then let's hide the plates for a second. I have one free chip slot still. Not yet sure what I'm going to do with that one. Probably something dumb. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, I still need like a cat animation. Does any of you know a guy that makes animations for these screens yet? Because I know we had, I forgot his name. Some dude in the community that made a lot of animations for the old displays, like the smaller ones, but I'm not sure if he did any for the new displays yet. His small display animations were great though. Like absolutely awesome. Above a day is long enough. Yes, above a day it will just say long enough. Oh, 3 hours F. I know what I forgot to do. I knew I forgot something that I changed, and I now know what it is, which also explains why I didn't see it. Because here I didn't add spaces. And that's not something you easily notice. Now it should be all good. I don't think it'll jump from a 4 value thing to a 2 value thing with propellant at all, ever. Let's see, it'll now say inf, which I don't know why it took that long for it to do that. Yeah, it starts at 4 hours when I'm going minimum. Like this is 0.38 lever output. We're not going to be lasting any shorter than 4 hours on propellant. That's good. Then why does it take so long for propellant to start running? This will crash the first time, and then it should immediately start this and go back to here and then back to here. This loop should immediately start. So why is it not doing that? FID minus B. This'll error. Which means this line will execute. Which means it will set DI to J plus inf, meaning propellant plus inf. So why is it not doing what I need it to do? Let's try that again, see if it does the slow startup for propellant again, or if it works fine now. No, it's actually really slow. What? Also, hatch warning works. Cruise warning works. Transponder warning works. Haha, it's actually working. We already checked that the other unit worked. I haven't yet reverted to the old movement system, by the way. It's working fine after a while. Does it execute if I don't let it go yet? No. This is going on line 3 and 4. I could see that blink in there. Oh, I know a thing I still need. If the fuel runs out, I know what I'm going to do with my last chip. If the fuel runs out, I want it to automatically stop and open the hatch. Because that is something I think is important. Okay, let's see what that chip is running on right now. Actually, I didn't yet check that, I think. Okay, it's currently skipping over everything. That is very curious. Yeah, it's skipping through all the lines when when DI is 0. Oh. 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 Ah. When DI is 0 and GS is 0, sorry, and FID minus B is 0. It'll skip here, skip here, skip here, skip here, skip here. And then it would do all of this before getting back here. And here it technically wouldn't have that issue, but I'll add it anyway. Seems like a good choice. Now it'll just keep going back to to line 3. It should be slightly quicker now. It might still, if I time it perfectly wrong, it'll still take a while longer than the other stuff, but it's much better now, supposedly. We did a good thing. We made improvements. There we go, that's nice and instant. 82 days of fuel and infinite propellant. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I need to do my levels. I need to make those capital as well. Capital letters. Do I actually make them capital letters, or do I make only the headers capital letters? It's a choice I can make still. I kind of like everything being capitals. Let's see what that would look like if I changed the header color, for example. Which is the pre-gen. I want to say layer is 3. D1H equals... Do we have a nice U? HSV selector. Color picker. Beautiful. Let's say I want to make it... Let's make it a deeper blue. Let's say like 215. I think that's an okay blue. Let's say D1H is 215. Not 125. 215. 125 would be like green, I think. Yeah, 125 would be lime green. Oh boy. One thing that would be nice would be if we had the option to make it white, I think. How's it going? It's going great. Drunk. Look at this. We have all the stuff. And if I open the hatch, there's a warning. I turn on the... Sorry, if I open the hatch, let's cruise. There's the hatch warning. There's a transponder warning. We have all the stuff, dude. It also seems like the levels and warnings and everything aren't working the way I wanted them to. Which is less than ideal. The color for them anyway. Did I even call that field U? Yeah, I did. So pre-gen U change I'm doing here isn't actually doing what I wanted to do. Layers 3, U is 215. M is move is 1. Why did that not actually change the color? Still V0.1. Yeah. It's not done. Oh, this isn't going to be the final... Like, this is not what macOS is supposed to be. It's supposed to be much more advanced. Let's set this to 0 just to check real quick. Whether it's even working. So what I needed to do is generate this on layer 1, I think. It should start generating... Why is it not generating that in a different color? That is very interesting. I can set the color, but it just doesn't listen when I do it through YOLOL. It is called D1H. Why can I not update D1H through YOLOL? Hey. Why are you not working? Do we need to have it load in that it's on that... Oh shit, that didn't actually... That was not a good idea. That wasn't a great idea what it did there. Let's skip a part of the next line. Can I do that here maybe? D1H is 0. What if I do it here? I wanted to set it to a different color though. Might be oversaturating the inputs for that tick. Yeah, oh, I'm using move. Ah, piss. I'm using the move thing. Oh, I can update other stuff on the same tick as moving, or as choosing a layer. But I can't apparently update the U when I'm using... Like, I'm using... maybe layer and U, yeah, that might not work. Like, other info for that layer might not work. Though, setting move works. and choosing X and Y, I guess it would automatically reset back to 1-1. Not actually sure if that's the case, but let's see if 215 looks okay. Now I need a bit of color for all layers. Because maybe I want this to be a different color as well, the NecOS logo. What color should I use for the NecOS logo? It's now changing it afterwards, which is fine, I guess. I kind of like that blue, though. Oh, it's a nice blue. Do you see that? That's a great blue. Neon purple. I need to see what kind of neon... Let's see, neon purple. What kind of ID do we get for neon purple? Okay, it's just purple. So it would be like 295. I don't actually like that idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. D1I is A. I already choose the first input thing here, so I might have to change that. D1H equals... what did I say? 295. Orange tabby. Ooh, orange is also nice, but I feel like orange is kind of like a warning color. On the other hand, having warm colors in here wouldn't be all that bad. Did you see that purple? This is actually horrible to look at, by the way. God, this is painful on my eyes. On the other hand, it looks really kind of funky. Now I should use some sort of more, like greenish blue. Say like 170 for the other one. Let me quickly do a little finicking around. I can do a C thing now. C is already taken. Let's say Z equals... what did I say? 170. Can I fit that? Yeah. And then here I can say... T1U equals Z. Then I can more easily find where I need to change the color. 170. Oh, I almost clipped myself into my ship. Low contrast. Yeah, it is a bit low contrast, but... Like, this is fine in contrast, but it might be too much contrast, if anything. The blue is slightly low contrast. The blue... That didn't work. No, wait, it did work. It is not exactly the color I expected, though. It kind of works. Yeah, do you guys have, like, U values from some sort of color picker or whatever that you think would look nice? You say orange? I don't know what tabby orange is, though. Is that, like... It's like a light orange, right? Let's say 45, maybe. Z equals 45. I'll do Z in here as well. It's nice and easy to keep track of what the color is. Though using a variable like col would have been more obvious. That might not really be tabby orange. What's this color picker you're using? I'm just using the first color picker I found on Google. I just typed in HSV color picker and picked the first one. That is a nice... Oh, that orange is kind of nice. Not in combination with the blue, but I kind of like the orange. I'm not against that, actually. I thought I would be more against it. Let's do like 35. Yeah, HSV. It's the U part of that. Did I say 45? No, I said 35. Same, but what if? What if what? Make the titles this color and the rest more into the orange by a bit. Oh, this is too close together. More into the orange, being more towards red, I assume. Because I just tried to and it didn't actually work. Let's make it 20. If I'll use the other one again, is that 45? Yeah, 20 and 45. So like titles would be darker now than the rest of the text. Not actually sure if that's going to be good, but we'll see. No, the titles would be, yeah, darker. This is not too terrible. Bright yellow titles. 320 for NecOS. 320. That is, oh no. I see where we're going. I do have my color picker open as well, so I have a little cheat check to know what kind of color it is. Kind of like it, I guess. It might actually not be too terrible. You like this? Yeah, I like the orange as well. Here, we're back into purple territory. The NecoS logo means the text also gets the same color, by the way. Maybe invert them so the titles are brighter and draw in the eye. Isn't this purple as you expect? Yeah, that's fair. It isn't... Like, color representation is kind of strange, I guess. It's also because the background is different, probably. Should I try, like, 290? That's super purple. Like a darker purple, unless you meant more of a reddish kind of pink. Let's quickly try this, and then we'll see the oranges, but inverted. I think inverted orange might not be a bad choice, though. Make it all rainbow. Yeah, make it change constantly. That's a great idea. That purple is so eye-hurting. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that purple. Like, I like how flashy it is, but on the other hand, I'm not a fan. And I had 45 and 20. Let's try these. These might be better. Like, better as actual good colors. I wish we could change the color of these displays as well. That's orange 1. This only updates later. Ooh, that's too yellow, I think. Yeah, I may not be a fan of that after all. I may just make everything orange. Make it an even darker orange than that, really. That's 20? What? How is that 20? For... Let's see, let's make this 20 and make this like, I don't know, 10 maybe? Definitely too yellow. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, drone, but I don't like it. I'll try the rainbow option in a second, I think. That might be too dark again. You like the yellow too? I liked it better when these lines weren't yellow, honestly. This is too dark. However, I have an idea. I think I have one free chip slot, namely. Hehe. Do you see what I'm getting at? Oh, come on. Let me rotate. D1H++, which would then do D1H percent 360. I think that would work. Unless I might be doing this the wrong way around. Actually, now that I think about it. Let's check. Is this working the way I want it to? No, but that might also be... No, it isn't a thing. Oh. Wait, D1H++ should just work, though. Oh, I guess doing some calculate... Okay, that works. And then I think I want D1H minus equals D1H percent 360. No, wait, D1H minus that. I think this is what I want to do. Which is a super weird thing to type out. It's way too many of the same field, but it's not doing it. Nope. Make it a customizable option at the end. Oh, that is hard. 200 for titles and 38 for text. Give me a second. I want to try and get this to work first. D1H equals... Wait. D1H... How about now? That's not updating. Nope. Nuh-uh. Nada. If I just do this, maybe? Oh. You tell me what's wrong. Anyone that messed around with YOLOL a bunch? Tell me what's wrong here. What am I doing wrong? If you don't see it, that's fine as well. It took me a while. But I did the dumb. It's not actually an issue with the code itself, by the way. That's a hint I'll give you. Let me fix that then. A equals nope, it's not seeing percent as part of the name. But you are close. Is equals D1H divided by 60 equals 1. I'm trying to use a percent sign in a basic chip, which I believe is an advanced chip thing. This will set it once, and then now when generating this, it'll start changing. It will set it once, and then it'll keep changing the information text forever. Slowly but steadily, it's changing. It's slow. I could make it faster very easily, but we have RGB text now, boys. This is freaking amazing. The fact that we can do this now is sick. It's just great. I wonder if oh no, I can't change the color and switch to another layer at the same time. That is kind of sad. I really don't want to make this not the same setting. Oh, yes, please. That setting used to exist. That's the worst part. There used to be full HSV control over lamps. Oh god, this purple. Be like 270-ish. Yeah, you heard that. Oof. At least we can now see what would be the best color for this. This might not actually be that bad. Like 250-ish? Might not be too terrible. Ooh, did it break? Oh, it can't actually get to... Oh no, wait, when it gets to... No, it'll work. Larger than 1. Plus equals, like, make it 5. Now it'll go pretty quick. Watch me go. Those are a bit more of an amber color, but I like it. Oh, it does feel like a Nixie tube. That's a good one. I didn't yet think about those. Now it's quick. We have faster RGB now. This is fantastic. Oh, did it break? It did break, I think. 360. Oh, I'm checking for larger than 1. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Divided by 359 larger than 1. Because otherwise it won't ever be larger than 1. I could have checked for equal or larger, I guess. Do you even code? No. No, I don't code. Now it'll work. Now they'll loop past purple and red and back into the right colors. Back to orange. Yeah, this is great. Let's see, we also had the suggestion of 200 for titles. And 38 for info. Logo gen would be info, so that would be... I'll add the 10 in here as a comment. So this would be info, so 38. And then 200 for the titles. Oh, I'm out of space here. I'll just add 200. It's close enough to 20 for even me to remember. Ooh. While I like the contrast between the two, it does kind of hurt my eyes. At the same time, it's kind of cool. But I think I might keep it all one color, honestly. I think that might look nicer. Just personal preference, really. And again, having some variation in there isn't a bad thing. Like, it does make it more clear that some are titles and some are not. Why is this so hard? I also will need to add like a separate thing for the color. Because currently I'm setting U at the end here, which I want to have at the start. But I can't do it here, because that will break. I believe that breaks anyway. Let's check again. I think that breaks. Third background layer with a scale of 2 and just add 4 letters in the background. No. Yeah, I could do that, Salarith. That is true. I could also have a device field to change it. Because I have some spare values that I can use, technically. And then it would only change it on next boot, but that's fine, I think. Honestly, this isn't that bad of a color combination. Having the default blue and some other stuff. Is this default blue? It might not be. Hold up. Will you add sound device fun? I want to, but I'm not sure. Do you have any ideas how I can do that with a single chip? I have one chip to do sound device fun, so I would love to, but not sure how viable it is to do that. Okay, so I want this to kind of change before I start generating the rest of the logo. So I want to do this, and here I can say change to U as well. That should be for the logo. There will be a slight bit more delay, but that is fine. X and Y, and then I set U, and then I don't actually input anything until the second line? Huh? Apparently I don't input anything until the second line here. -10 -8 times BG. Okay, I'll just add a slight bit more delay. It's fine. Because I can't cram this U change onto this line because it'll just break. Amazing. We're the only streamer streaming Starbase on YouTube. To be fair, YouTube isn't that big of a streaming platform. Like, not at all. I think Canator also streams on YouTube though, right? Like not right now, but generally. I think he uses YouTube. Yeah, Celareth, that's completely fair, to be honest. I really enjoy the shipbuilding aspect, so for me it's very playable right now. I just sit in this editor and do this kind of shit all day. But I can see why people wouldn't want to do that for a long time. 12 minus 10 times LG. 11 times. And here I want 10 minus 9. Because I want to jump back all the way to the start. On the other one is Happy Trigger on Twitch. I see. I'm considering going back to Twitch, but I'm not really a fan. I don't think I will. Ooh, that generated wrong. What the fudge? Why did you generate wrong? Oh, I know why it generated wrong. Because I'm a dumbass again. Go to 6. And that's the only wrong go-to I had? Yeah, looks like it. Let's see if it wants to work now. Already so much I need to learn, relearn when you come back. Oh yeah, there will be a lot of things different. Mainly like with shipbuilding, the heat mechanics and stuff. I really like how it all slowly pops into existence. I don't know why, but I'm just a really big fan of that. Even though it's technically not a feature, but more of a flaw. But I'm just a big fan. Yeah, this is really cool. Man, I like these displays. They're so good. Why so good? Okay, I don't think I'll keep the RGB code. I don't need my ship to be RGB colored. I could, however, make this text on the back here using displays as well and have that RGB colored. It would be terrible, but it would also be fun. Now I just need to choose nice colors, really. Z is, let's do U text, and Z, and sorry, here Z is U title. Ah, frick, I can't fit that. U1 and U2. I guess we're doing. Although, no, I don't actually need Z to be on this line. I can just put it here. Text and U title. This is text, the other one's title. How much longer for Necos to be finished? Oh, well, a very long time. This is not like... What I'm doing right now is just a very fixed, like stationary thing. What do you call that? It's not like anything modular or whatever. It's not a hybrid system. You just have this for this specific ship, and all the code works only for this specific ship. I want it to be something you can plop on your ship. You plop down the chips you want, and it works for the things you want. And that's going to take a while, because I have no experience in setting anything up like that. But I know I'll be able to over time. It'll just take forever. Now I need, like, I'm wondering how I'm going to add, or how I want to add these. Why does that rotate so weirdly? The fudge? Okay. That was really strange. Does it work? Okay, it does work normally now. I'm considering just adding like 2 displays here that you use to set the U or whatever, but I'm not convinced that would be a good idea. Thing is, if I add 2 displays for it, you would need to have like a socket behind them as well. Could also add them like in the back here, maybe. You know what? Might not actually be a bad idea. Let's see if I can do that. Oh no, let's not rotate everything at once, because that can only go wrong. Now I want this to also be on the bottom. I want this to be like U title and U text. I want the max value to be 360 on both of these. 360, variable resolution of 1. I'm not actually sure if you can set decimal U, but I'm not even gonna bother trying because you won't even notice it if you do that, and if it does work. This would technically work, I guess. I could angle it a bit more. Might not be terrible. Oh, what I could also do, that might be even better. Oh. Rotate it like this and just have it on the seat here. Might look kind of strange, but at the same time it might look kind of neat. Yeah, that might just work. Can I pull this any closer? Yes, I can. Does it mean I can have it like here? Sweet. Hey, that would work. It's not the best place, but it's kind of out of the way. Now let's see if I can bolt this the way I want it to. Oh no, because there... Well, no, there is space. There should be space anyway. Can I, like, not bolt that at all? That's a pain. That works. It's not perfect, but it works. Sorry, yeah, Celareth. I want it to be modular, like... Kind of, yeah, you add the system you want, and it adds that system to the global system, which is really cool. Something on the other side of the seat too for symmetry. Yeah, but what? That is then the big question, because I don't need anything else on the ship, but I could add random things to balance it out. I kind of, like my original thinking was I have this thing here, which I don't have on this side, so it kind of adds something to either side, I guess. Not sure if it's enough to really make it look balanced, but this side already has something, I suppose. Now it should all be red, by the way. If I now boot up the system, it should be all red. It is! It works! Haha! We did another thing. Another successful thing. I don't want it to be red. On the other hand, it looks kind of cool, but I don't want it to. Or I do want it to look cool, I just don't want it to be red. What if I make it like 330? For both. Oh yeah, these displays have a different color now too. Wonder if this color comes out the way I want it to. I don't think it will, but we'll see. No, that is still just red. What the hell? Does it actually set it to 330? No, it kept it on 0. Okay. Interesting. Why is that? Why did it just ignore what I said? That means it's not reading those values for whatever reason. Oh! Duh. I have it hooked up to this, but this isn't hooked up to the system. Yet. That was kind of dumb. I forgot I didn't actually connect the that thing to the system. So I set it to 0. Then I checked and it worked, and then I didn't realize it wasn't supposed to be 0. Or well, it was supposed to be 0 at that point, but it didn't actually read because it was going to be 0 anyway. It worked for one of them. But not for you text for some reason. Sorry, not for you title. Did I not call it title? You text, you title. You text. I knew it. Of course I'm forgetting colons again. Duh. It's also not the color I want, but that's meh. What do we have again? We had for title like 20-ish and then 45 for the text. I think. There's a 0 that pops up in the top left for some reason. I don't know what does that. This might not have been the color I wanted. We'll see. It might actually be. This might be fine. I kind of like this. I think this is okay. Now I need to add names to those kind of things. Which means I need to change panel value to double space because I already have space. Panel max value doesn't matter. I just want this to be... Did I have transponder on the left and hatch on the right? Transponder is too long, I think, yeah. Transponder, like that works, kinda. That works. I think I have the, how do I have transponder written on the display, actually? I think I skipped one more letter because it didn't fit otherwise. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it is all the, transponder. Yeah, it is all the letters, okay. Transponder. Yep, that's good. Transponder and hatch. And then here we have cruise and power. Which is not good enough like that. I think I need one more space in front of cruise. One more thing there. Like that will work. Turn transponder to tag. But then I would have to do that everywhere. So I kind of like it being called transponder. It's fine. It's nice and clear, you know? Everyone understands that this means transponder, I think. Everyone that knows that the transponder is a thing, anyway. This all works fine now. All the information updates work, which I'm really happy with. Okay, that's all looking good. Battery is dropping significantly, but that is expected. That I all accounted for. When I turn on cruise, the warning for cruise pops up. The hatch I want to have... Oh, I don't have any... I don't have any YOLO space for the warnings. Like the audio warnings. It's not ideal. Transponder gives a warning. And hatch will give a warning, and it doesn't currently shut up. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I moved the hatch while moving. This is why I want to turn it, why I want to have the hatch turn off the FCU. Because that will otherwise break everything. So when power runs out, I want to open the hatch and turn off the FCU, and when the hatch is open, I want to turn off the FCU. Huh. But now I'm not sure if that's going to work the way I want it to. I have one chip slot left. That isn't much. It really isn't much. Let's see if I can do that in one chip. That would be the last thing I need on this ship, I think. Oh. Yeah, and technically warnings as well. I don't have any space for audio warnings now, which is kind of sad. So FCU offer, because it offs the FCU. So do I have a fuel chamber? Yeah, I have FF as fuel chamber fuel. So if FF equals or large, let's say smaller than 10. then HT equals 1 and FGM equals 0. Yeah, that's what I want. And go to 1. How much space do I have left in this line? Oh, that might be enough. To 1. So this, and then if HT equals 1, then FGM equals 0. And go to, fuck yeah, it's working. It fits. That's so good. Okay. For some reason, FCU general multiplier is still 100 on boot, which it shouldn't be, but that's all right. Now, when this system is on, whenever I open the hatch, the FCU should turn off. Nope, it didn't. Is it not called FGM anymore? Did I rename it? No, it's called FGM. Why are you not working then? Did I forget something in the chip? If FF smaller than 10, then HT, which is transponder, supposedly. No, sorry, hatch. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I need to set the FGM to 1 again too, obviously. I guess I should set FCU forward to 0. Go to 1. That might actually be better. Is it? It is called HT, right? Hatch is HT. FGM is FCU general multiplier. So then why is this not working? FF is fuel chamber fuel. I'm fairly certain. FF is fuel chamber fuel. And if HT is 1, then FCU forward is 0 and go to 0. What? Why is this not working? Why are you not working? Stupid chip. It's actually skipping that line. What? So if I remove this bit, will it do a single statement there? Does it just not do 2 if statements on one line? Does it just not do that specific if statement? Crashes on its second statement. Interesting. What's it crashing on? If HT... Oh, equals 1. Duh. Now it should actually... Okay, now I should actually be able to do it on one line again, too. It still has a space. Cool beans. Now it should work. Don't know why I can move when power isn't on yet. Let me fix that real quick, actually. GM is 0. Now this is... This shouldn't change general multiplier. That's the master chip doing that. This one. Go to 2 plus power. FGM should still be 0 here. Nothing should be setting FGM. Why is it changing from my nice 0 to not 0? Can I reach that from outside at all? I should be able to reach it from here, just about. I think. Yeah. FGM is 0. So why can't I move? What? Why the heck can I move? What if I forcefully set it to 0 again? No, okay, I need to actually set it to 0 after spawning the ship, I guess. What? Hey? I will, but like, what? That should do it, I guess. Go to 2 plus power. When you turn the power off, FGM will also be set to 0. I should set cruise to 0. I think... So what do I turn off when I turn the power off? Cruise? FCU multiplier? The hatch doesn't matter, because that will open when the power is out. But that's all, really. Then... That's really it. And the display shuts off. I don't want to turn off the transponder, because you might want to keep that on. And you won't be setting FGM manually at any time. You might want to turn cruise back on, maybe? I'll keep cruise off as long as it's in power down mode. This is all off now. When I turn on power, I can suddenly move. And it should stop forcing off cruise. Okay, this is a bit too twitchy, I think. Wonder how I should set that up to make it feel nicer. Forward, right, left, up, down, pitch, yaw, and roll. I think roll is fine. Now I need to turn on the ship every time I want to move. Roll's alright, maybe a bit too twitchy. Just not as fast as the rest total. So roll, I just want to start slower, so maybe like 4. Yeah, now I have the option to go relatively fast, but it's not going fast immediately. And for yaw, I just want to limit the maximum to like 50. And I think I want this to be lower as well. Man, no. I've got to move my properties window back into place. I spend way too much time positioning my windows in this game. So 50, 50, and 4. 4, 50, and 50. Let's see how that feels. Still a bit too twitchy for my liking. Like, if I tap it, it moves too far. And then roll is pretty fine now, I think. Again, there's people that really like having a ship that turns this fast, but I'm not a fan. Let's set that to like 30 maybe? 30, and this can be 2? Might be a little too low there. But we'll see. Need to turn it on first. Oh. Okay, yeah, cruise shuts itself off as long as... Okay, now now it's slow when I just tap it. It's like really, really controllable. Which I like. And it can still go reasonably fast in total turning. More than fast enough for what I like, anyway. I think I'll make roll slightly more responsive. So let's set that to like 6. See how that is. On. Okay, the hatch didn't... Oh yeah, the hatch just shuts off my forward. It doesn't actually turn off the FCU general multiplier. It should do that as well, I guess. So opening the hatch. FCU forward is 0. I should just set cruise off. CR equals 0, FGM equals 0. That would be better, I think. How much space do I have left? Not much. Now it turns cruise off and it opens the hatch when power runs out. And when I'm flying, I open the hatch. It turns off cruise and it turns off my ship. And the hatch opens safely. And I can grab this out, snap it back in. Oop. Close the hatch again. And then it wouldn't automatically keep the hatch open anymore either. Oh, I do need to manually reset it then. That is kind of annoying. So I may want to make that like a 2-tick loop. Where if hatch is 1, then this... do I have space for a go to 2? Yeah. If this happens, then I want it to go to 2, I think. And then on go to 2, I want to check if HT equals 1, then CR... No, not CR, then FGM... Sorry, if HT equals 0, like if the hatch is closed again, after it's been open, if it's closed again, then FGM equals 100. Go to 1. And go to 2. So it only goes to 1 if the hatch is closed again. I think that's safe now. Because it should be a 1-tick loop until it's not, basically. And then it will loop on line 2. So when I press the hatch, it'll stop and open the hatch. Then when I close the hatch, oh, it'll allow me to move while the hatch is still moving. That's kind of tricky. Because the game doesn't like moving with the hatch open much. I may have to... oh, I want to check not for a hatch, whether a hatch is pressed or not. I want to check for current state. HTC. Which would be between 0 and... Between 0 and 1? Or is that between 0 and a bajillion? Like 100. Oh, that's the moving bit. It's between 0 and 1. Okay. So if HTC is 1. If HTC is 0. Cool. Then it allows it to go back and open. So we turn it on. Okay. It should now work. I can move. Boot up still works fine. Everything there is all good. GPS info will start displaying. It takes a bit though, because it takes a 1.6 second loop. And I open the hatch. Stops the ship. And I close the hatch. As soon as the hatch closes completely, it allows me to fly again. Awesome. And supposedly, when power runs out, it'll close the hatch. That I don't think I can actually try, though. No, wait, I can. If I remove the fuel rod in the editor, it should give me an answer. Yep, it works. And then it should also... It should keep off... So, when power is out, I wanted to turn off FGM, but I wanted to keep off FGM until it needs to be on again. Right. So I wanted to keep it off as long as the hatch is closed. Is open, sorry. Now when I close the hatch again, it'll immediately turn it back off if fuel is out still. So, and it will turn the hatch back open. So now it opens the hatch. When I want to close the hatch, it'll immediately open it again. Hell yeah. That's awesome. That's seriously good. Then when I add fuel, I can... I'm supposed to at least be able to close the hatch again without it working against me. Yep. Okay, but that also forcefully turns back on FGM. That is not good. FGM equals... Let's set that to not 1. Let's set that to 100 times DI. Because that means if the other chip, the master chip, has said, yo, you can What's D1C? Oh, that's the clear. If master chip has said, "Yo, you can show information," you know what? I can have another FCU on. Then here I can say FO equals 1. And if this all happens, here I want to say FO equals 0. And then in that other chip I can just use FO instead of FGM. Here I can use times DI times FO. 100 times FO. Yeah. Cool. Now FGM equals 0 can always be 0. And then instead of on, I'll set it to FO so that it'll only turn it on if the other system has already indicated that it can be on. Otherwise, the other system is going to turn it on instead. So now the hatch will open. I can turn on the system, but it will still keep the FCU off. Yeah, even though the system is booting, it doesn't let me fly the ship. And then when I add fuel, it still won't let me fly the ship. When I close the hatch, it still won't let me fly the ship until hatch fully closes. Awesome! It does what it needs to do. Hell yeah! That is really satisfying. Just having that all work is so good. Like, it feels so nice to have this work. Then we have a cruise warning. We have a transponder warning. We have a hatch warning that'll also turn off the ship now. And we have a pickaxe that we can use to cause another warning. We'll cause a durability warning. I can turn cruise back on, which is good, because I want to be able to... I think I want to be able to turn cruise back on when the hatch is open. Do I? Maybe not. Maybe I don't want cruise to be on when the hatch is open. I'll forcefully turn cruise off when the hatch is open as well. As long as the hatch is open. CR equals 0. It seems like a good choice. I could technically skip these two, but I kind of want them... Because I'm doing that on the next line anyway. But I kind of want them in there as well, so that it's slightly more responsive. Because when I open the hatch, I wanted to immediately shut off everything else. Okay, we have the Peregrine, which is probably pronounced differently in Latin, but it's a little speeder. And it's a little speeder that is still relatively heavy on the YOLOL side. Okay, now power stays on. Which I can't actually change. So it needs to complete the entire power sequence first. Which is not ideal. But that's fine, that's livable. You can't turn the ship on and back off immediately. Okay, I think that's everything. Wow. I think his ship is actually done. I didn't expect to get that done today. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I wouldn't know what it is. We have buttons. The buttons are labeled. We have settings for the color, which... Okay, hold up. Let me check this real quick. It should actually update when I reload the ship. So say I set this to 200 now, or 100, and then 200 maybe here. It doesn't update while it's on, but if I turn power off and back on, it should update. Yes! It updates to the new color. Frick yeah. And this generates in green because that's apparently what I selected. This is actually not too terrible of a color scheme either. Awesome. It just works. Wow. We did it. We got a ship and it has YOLOL and it works and everything does what it needs to do. This is awesome. Now I may need to do some more decal work on it, I think. I'm not actually sure what decals I would add though. Let's click those out of the way because we don't need them anymore. Haha. What kind of decals would you guys add on here? Because I am out of ideas. Quite frankly, I don't know. I might add like some text here that this is like the GPS and communications section. And then maybe watch a warning hot or whatever on this. Like give it a slight hint that this is a warm surface. but I am not certain what I'll add. We'll see. I could also add like a little indicator that this splits here. We'll see. What should I do? You know what? That'll be for another day to worry about. I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna end the stream then, because it's been a long run. We've been here for almost 4 hours now. It's been a while. But we got a lot done. Holy hell. I'm impressed by what we've done. And a lot of you have actually helped, which is nice. So thank you so much for that. That's the cool thing about streaming Starbase. Like, on my own, I can work on something for a long time, but then at some point I just get stuck, you know? It doesn't work anymore. I can't continue because I don't know what I'm doing. And with like everyone in the chat helping out, it makes it so much easier. It's also very nice to like have people just in general to chat with. You know, even for just rubber duck debugging essentially, but especially when people kind of like have a different idea about what you're doing, it's awesome. So thank you so much, guys. And so Lara, thank you for the great chip. I'm very happy with this one. It's I've been working more on at least this color scheme and more this kind of style of ship recently, and I quite like it so far. It's been doing me good, basically. But yeah, that'll be it for today. I'll try to be back next week Saturday again. This week has been a bit chaotic. Like, we had a stream I think on Wednesday and then on Sunday now instead of the normal Saturday. But I'll try to be on Saturday again next week. Had some other stuff come in between now. And I'm also I'm working on a few videos which they're going to be about like kind of informational videos for Starbase as well. Like how to do certain things or where certain things are in the game. Or just little bits of information that you may not know, or you may know if you've been here for a while, or if you've paid attention at all. But if you have any ideas for that, do let me know in like either a message on Discord or in the Discord server, which you should be able to find somewhere. I'm not actually sure where. Probably on my channel somewhere. I should put it in the description as well. Or just like shoot me a comment on YouTube. I'll see if I can get to that, because I'm very much looking forward to making actual more videos instead of only streams. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't yet. And also, don't forget the subscribe thingy. It's really cool. It's a very attractive button. You should click it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next Saturday, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.